Good evening from the fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. We are here for round number 2 of the Full Pedal Jacket Intimidator Cup Series brought to you by JCB Excavation Incorporated. That is new. We are officially sponsored now by JCB Excavation. So it's great to have them on board with us as we kind of go along in the season, and they are going to provide a lot of support to us as we are to them exposure-wise. We're here at Las Vegas tonight. We got 170 laps on tap for the evening. You're watching practice now live on your screens as we're looking at Zach Camella fight that race car. He hits the wall there. Like we said, 170 laps. We're back to stage racing this week like we were last week at Daytona. So tonight our stages are going to be 50 laps, and 70 laps. So a bit of an even stage difference there. And we should see pit stops in every stage before the stage caution comes out. So it'll be very interesting and to see how guys tackle strategy as we get this race underway here in just over 15 minutes. So coming from Daytona last week, combined with stage points, this is how your points standings will pan out to start the year. The points leader is actually not the race winner. The race winner, Colin Bauer, is locked into the playoffs with his win last week at Daytona, but he does not have the official points lead. The official points lead right now is Mr. Steve Coruscant. And of course, he's our pole sitter tonight, so he has a 5-point lead right now on the Bentley Motorsports machine of Zach Camella. And then you can see the rest of the list there. I'll kind of go through it just a little bit at a time. Guys that got good finishes last week are up near the top, as you'd expect. So Zach Lima is 3rd, Tyler Bentley is 4th, Colin Bauer is 5th. It's 13 points back to 5th. Michael Lanfear is 6th, Nathan Bentley is 7th, TJ Robertson 8th, Mason Hausman 9th, Brady Shue 10th, Red Cadet in 11th, and Matt Fleming is 12th. We have 12 spots available for the playoffs. So with Colin Bauer locked in, we've got 11 spots right now still available on points. Obviously, as winners continue to win, we will continue to see spots fill up. You're going to want to watch between 12th and 13th. That is the cutoff. 12 drivers will make the playoffs at the end of the regular season at North Wilkesboro. So we will send them into the playoffs and start eliminating drivers after that. So right now it's Matt Fleming, but obviously after one race, it's going to change quite a bit between here and the end of the North Wilkesboro event. But for now, that's the top 12 in points. You see there, Ron Holmes, Jared Sherlin, Clint McGill. Those guys are very, very close to the 12th spot in points, but still very, very early in the season. So a lot can change between here and there. You see Jeff Mead down there as well. Griffin Williams and John Price are all down near the bottom of the point standings. Obviously guys that have a little bit of ground to make up early on, but they should be able to do just that. So now we're through our championship standings for now. We'll obviously go back through that later on. We start to talk about the race. Another good-sized field tonight, I do believe. We'll see just how many cars we have in here. Well, 17. Wow, that's all right. So 17 cars so far. It's almost the same field as we have from last week. And we'll see kind of how things shake out. We got a couple of guys maybe coming in just a little bit late. One of them's Brady Shue. He's not quite with us yet, but he should be pretty soon. So before the race starts, we got about 13 minutes. We're going to get maybe a word from a couple of drivers here before we get started. We have a lot lined up, so we'll see if we can get them all in. We got 13 minutes. So I'll try to get guys we didn't get to talk to last week. So let's go to Mr. John Price first. I think that's a good first driver to start with here. On Price, I'm up in the broadcast booth. You got me?
I do, guy. How's everything going?
Hey, it's going great, man. Well, you're not racing with us tonight, but you did race last week. So kind of missing tonight's race, how does that situate you strategy-wise as we go on in the season from here?
So that should solidly put me in just above last place points. As long as I don't finish last, it's we're on our way down to next race on Saturday. First race of the season, new car. I get down here soon now, get some rest off the driver. So we're going to be spending a few days down here. We're still traveling right now. We're about 15 miles before we get into North Carolina, so almost there. start off the day kind of early this morning.
Hey, yeah, well, it sounds like a lot of fun. Definitely best of luck to him this weekend. But next week we head to, I can't remember off the top of my head now. Charlotte is next week. So as we go to Charlotte,
Nice.
what are you kind of starting to figure out? What are you going to try to do strategy wise to get yourself back in a good spot in points?
Tire management. I think if I stay up in the top 10, kind of stay out of trouble, hopefully that will help me get some extended runs, stay up the walls, and just be able to gain some points off the people who are just trying to drive hard right out of the gate. It's like tonight's race, after about 20 laps, the word on the street is that about 20 laps, the tires are starting to fall off. So it's going to come down to who can, manage the tires, who can take it easy in the corners, get the most out of it, save it for the long run, so the short run. I'm sure that they'll run clean. And in Charlotte, if we can go a lot of long green lap flaps, flag laps, that will help a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we will let you keep going on your way there. Have fun in Hickory, and best of luck to Max this weekend, and we hope to see you back next week.
All right, thanks. If anybody's not doing anything Saturday night, HickoryMotorspeedway.tv, you can watch it. It's a pay-per-view. So
Yeah,
watch. Appreciate the
definitely.
support. Yeah, appreciate you guys everything you do for the league. I'll tune into Twitch to give you some extra views. Try to get that.
Appreciate it, sir.
All right. Wish everybody good luck. Have a
Yes,
great
sir.
race. Thanks.
Yes, sir. Have a good evening. That was Mr. John Price. Was that? Go to our next guy. We'll see if he has his microphone on. He doesn't right now, but we'll see if he gets it on. We're going to go to Logan Ikra. He last week as well, but he's back with us this week, and we'll try to get a word with him here before we start. Logan Ikra, it's the broadcast booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you. What's up?
Hey, well, you missed last week. You're back with us this week, so you're behind the 8-ball in points, but you've got a good opportunity to run well this week and gain some ground back on the rest of the field. So how do you plan to go about tonight's race?
Well, I'm just gonna see how it goes. We qualified at, 8th. We're gonna see how it is. Definitely a new track to me. Definitely have the speed, and we're just gonna take it easy the first stage and see how it goes from there.
Yes, yeah, for sure. Speaking on stage racing, it's your first go at stage racing, so we saw last week some guys kind of race a little bit hard near the end of the stage. So are you going to be one of those guys? Are you focusing on stage points, or are you trying to stay around at the end of the race?
I think I'm gonna try to stay around to the end of the race. Definitely, I want to be there when it matters.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, we definitely wish you the best of luck as we get going tonight, and put on a show for us out there.
Yeah, no problem. It's gonna be a great race here with a packed field, 17 plus drivers. It's gonna be nice.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, get out there, and we will hopefully talk to you at the end of the race.
Have a good one, man.
That was Logan Ikra, driver the 13. First time we've actually gotten to hear from him when we've been broadcasting, so it's good to finally hear a new voice up here. And he's going to start, like he said, from the 8th position tonight. Got a few more guys lined up to get in here to talk about tonight's race. Let's go to Jason Hausman, driver the 17. Let's see if we can get him in here. Jason Hausman, it's the broadcast booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, well, we're at Las Vegas tonight. We saw you run really well last week for the most part at Daytona. So how do you go about tonight's race, our first one on a 1.5 miles?
I really think tires are gonna play like a big key. So I wasn't here for qualifying yesterday, so I'm just gonna try to make sure my tires are nice and clean, and just try to catch up with them, I guess. I'm trying to get a top 10, trying to fix for what happened last week after the incident.
Yeah, and you just spoke on it. So I asked Logan Ikra just before you the same question. So when it comes to stage racing, are you going to be a guy that goes more for stage points, or are you going to try to go for a good finish and be around at the end of the race?
It's kind of hard to say, Dawson. A lot of times you want to get those stage points, but a lot of times you also want to be around in the end. So I think stage points would be good for me. But if I can stay at the end and at least get like a top 10 finish, I'd be fine with that.
All right. Well, it's good to hear from you again, and go out there, put on a show, do your best, and hopefully we'll be talking to you at the end of the night.
All right, thank you.
That was Mason Hausman, driver of the 17s, also starting inside the top 10 tonight. So a good starting spot and a good position to get some early points as we get underway in this one. Just under 7 minutes. So let's get a couple more guys in here for a quick word before we go green. Get Jared Sherlin. Talked to him last week. We're going to talk to him again this week. See how he's doing. Jared Sherlin, it's the broadcast booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
All right. Well, you had a pretty decent run last week at Las Vegas. Ran into some trouble occasionally throughout the race, but we come to a mile and a half for the first time this year. It's the first non-plate race. So how do you go about it? What's your strategy tonight?
Strategy-wise, I'm just gonna kind of keep what I had last week. Just kind of run safe, run it clean, do the best I can, and I just sped in the pit lane. Anyways, we're gonna ignore that. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of keep it clean, keep the car alive as much as I can. Try not to use my faster pairs as much as possible. But yeah, that's kind of really it.
Well, yeah, definitely, and you've got a pretty decent starting spot for this one. So when it comes to stage points, are you going to be really pushing to get stage points, or are you going to try to focus on staying around until the end and getting a good overall finish?
I think I'm going to try and stay towards the back and go for the good overall finish. I'm not really too concerned about stage points or points in general. It's my first season, so maybe next season I'll try going for that, but for the entire of this season, the strategy is just going to be, going for the overall good finishes as much as possible.
Definitely good to hear the optimism about the end of the race. Go have some fun, put on a show for us, and hopefully we may be talking to you at the end of the race.
Alrighty, sounds good.
So that was Jared Sherlin, driver the number 83 machine. Good to hear some optimism out of him. Had a bit of a rough ending to the week last week at Daytona, so hopefully he can rebound it tonight in Las Vegas. We'll get to one more driver before we go green. We're going to get to Clint McGill out of Team Fist Racing. See if we can drag him in here and get a quick word from him for the green flag. Clint McGill, it's the broadcast booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. Gotcha.
All right, well, last week ran well. Your whole team really ran well overall, but we come to a mile and a half this week for the first time this season. So how do you go about tonight, and what are your expectations for yourself?
Well, last week we kind of got in some trouble early, and team ran good. I kind of fell off a little bit, so I think this week just going to try and focus more on some teamwork, hopefully get some good lines, and kind of work out. We've been working out pit strategies and stuff between the three of us, so hopefully that can all work out and we can get up there in the top.
Yeah, definitely. I've asked all the guys the same question that have been in here, and I'm going to ask you the same question. So with stage racing obviously being not at a super speedway this week, are you going to try to push, go a little bit faster and get some stage points, or are you going to be focusing on the end of the race and maybe being in contention when we get down to it?
I mean, we always want to try and finish up towards the top. I mean, obviously, with the playoffs in this league, you want to try and get that win in the stage race because it kind of guarantees you a position in the playoffs. But we're looking at the long-term goal. We want to get an overall win here, so just kind of going to play it by ear and see what happens. If we can get a win in one of the stages, we're going to do it. If not, then we'll just try and finish as high as we can the stage and try to get a win overall.
Well, it's definitely good to hear. Best of luck to you and your whole team tonight, and hopefully we'll be talking to you guys at the end of the race.
Yes, sir.
That was Clint McGill, driver the number 19. Just under 2.5 minutes till we get the field gridded up. And we'll take a look here just to kind of see if there's been any changes in our entry list, and there has. So Brady Shue's now with us. So good to see he ended up getting in right before the race started. And he just wrecked in the warm-up session. So a little bit of early problems in the practice session there. Yeah. So tonight's race is a 5 o'clock local start at Las Vegas. It is around 68 degrees. Track's sitting right around 70, although it should warm up as we get some rubber down on it here as the race gets underway. Solid amount of humidity, 18% humidity, so the track is very loose. You're going to see guys struggling with loose race cars tonight, and it'll be interesting to see how they handle race cars that are a little bit harder to control than they're used to. So that'll definitely be a very interesting part of tonight's race. Most guys have pulled down pit road. A couple guys still taking laps. Matt Fleming and Derek Preston, I believe, are still the cars taking laps. Lots of guys in here tonight that, a couple of guys haven't raced before, a couple of guys that have a lot of speed here tonight that maybe didn't qualify. They're going to have to work their way through the field and show off what they've got. Just looking at the list, John Gallagher, that's a new name. So his first start in full pedal jacket is tonight. And so let's see how many cars we've got. With just under 40 seconds till we get the field gridded. It's 19 by my count. So really, really good sized field and several competitive cars in here tonight. So we are geared up for a good one. And I hope y'all are ready to go. There's 10 seconds left on the board in practice. We will get the field set to go here in just 1 second. Is that a new paint scheme on the 27? That car does not look the same as it usually does.
I
Oh
believe
my.
it is.
Well, that's a very interesting look. We'll get more into that in a little bit as we get the grid going. I don't. All right. So we will begin to get the field gridded up, and we'll give them a little bit here to get on the grid before we kind of go through the grid. All right. So we will start to go through the grid here. On the grid. Maybe one pace lap. We got 170, 50 in the stage. And this is going to be a good one. I am excited for tonight's race. I was excited for the first Vegas, and I'm excited for this one even more than the last one. So we'll give them just a second. I don't think everybody's on the grid quite yet. So just 1 second. Should be rolling off any second now. Oh, and we start to roll. Everybody except for Steve, who now starts to roll. So we'll kind of let them get set up before we start on the grid. You're looking at the pole sitter. That's Steve Korsek, and that is a new look on the 27 car. Very eccentric look. I guess that's the word I'd use. A very unique look for our pole sitter tonight. Very different from the normal snap-on look that we're used to out of the 27. So definitely a change of paint scheme there. Starting outside of him is Zach Comella in the 4. He had quite a bit of speed in practice and qualifying, and he's definitely going to be a threat in tonight's race. Starting third, you see him back there in the pink and black Adidas Toyota. That's DJ Thomas. He's back with us. In fourth, that's Matthew Fleming in the 88 Beer Nuts machine. These are the guys who stock qualified last night. So row 3 is TJ Roberts and Brady Shue. Row 4 is Michael Lanfear and Derek Preston. Row 5, Logan Ikra, and Clint McGill. Row 6, I think, is Ron Holmes and Jared Sherlin. We'll get to the rest of the grid just a little bit later. We are ready to go green at Las Vegas. Pace car takes the left-hand turn. 170 laps of racing on tap. Race 2 of Full Pedal Jackets Intimidator Cup Series is green. A really good jump from the outside. Carmella gets a nice run off as the field goes towards turn 1, but Steve, we saw him dive it to the apron, and he'll clear for the race lead for the time being. Zach Camella files into second. They fan out 3 wide back near the middle of the field. So we'll see if they can get that sorted out right back there around Jared Sherlin and Logan Ikra. Single file most of the way through the front of the field. You see Ikra there down by the white line, maybe trying to back out of it. Still very, very early in this race, still only on the first lap. And they're wrecking already, it's Ikra! Right when I said he was going to the bottom. May have just spun it though. Oh, and you see Ron Holmes get the wall right there. Maybe just a spin. I don't think anybody really got any big damage out of that. Icar's car doesn't look like it has too much damage on it. John Gallagher involved as well. And 50 car looks good. Tyler Bentley has damage on lap 1. So we expect it to be a strong car. Looks like only minor damage, though, for all the cars involved.
Yeah, going back there just quickly to kind of see what happened. I know we didn't focus on the car involved, but could kind of see it out of the corner of the screen there quickly. Does look like he might have just gotten a little bit too low, got the apron. It's really easy to do here on Las Vegas, especially I know a lot of these guys are probably trying to play it safe, give each other space. But it'll be interesting to see who pits here, maybe trying to extend their fuel a little bit longer. We expect to see pit stops most likely before the first stage caution. I don't think anyone's going to really be trying to save fuel that much, even though it is possible. I'm just curious to see if there's going to be anyone that comes in early and maybe tries to grab an extra 3 laps on fuel here.
Appears the only cars on pit road this time by were the wrecked race cars, so John Hammond in the 92, who I actually didn't see get involved in the wreck, but he is on pit road. 55 of Tyler Bentley, 33 of Ron Holmes, and 13 of Logan Ikra. I don't think John Gallagher's got damage, maybe just lifted to miss the wreck, so looked like his car was most of the way clean. So as we pace around very, very early still in this one. And we'll kind of regroup, let these guys kind of get back to it. We put lap 4 on the board, so does not appear that we had any takers. Kind of looking back. No, does not appear that way. So most of the front of the field is going to stay out.
Say that's probably the standard move this early in the race. A lot of guys not want to give up position, be shuffled back, and have to deal with burning their tires up, maybe making passes.
Well, and it's not really going to extend your fuel by too much if you pit now. You're still probably not going to be able to make it to the end of the stage. If we get into a run here, maybe get a caution, lap 10, 15, then maybe you're thinking, okay, if I pit, I can make it to the end. So it comes down to, do you want to pit and play it safe, maybe make the stage, or do you want the track position and still have to pit into green? It's going to be a very interesting decision for these guys to run. I'd expect probably, at least the top 3 will probably stay out for most of this stage. Drivers like to run up front. Drivers that don't want to get mired way back in the pack after pitting. So we will come around here and I think get one to go. Should get one to go.
It should be one to go.
One car already a lap down is Zach Lima, maybe having some connection issues. His internet is kind of up and down the past couple of weeks. But we'll see if he can get that lap back. He should be able to. I don't see why not. We have stage cautions. Obviously, it'll help him get that lap back. at some point.
Yeah, good thing for him, he is pretty high up in the standings, so even if he is struggling with some connection issues, a decent finish here, just getting the car around the track, even if he finished a couple laps down, helps him stay up there near the top. I don't see him dropping anywhere outside of the top 15, even if he decides to call it quits early or is unable to connect.
Lights are off on the pace car, so we will go green next time by on lap 6. At 50. It's 50, 50, and 70.
One thing we need to mention here, for those who maybe didn't join us last time, we did have a 70-lap green flag run in the last race that we did at Las Vegas. So these guys are very possibly going to go on a very long green flag run. No cautions, have to do green flag pit stops. So pit strategy is going to be pretty important if things follow suit with that. We saw Steve entering the pits and getting back out 9 seconds ahead of people. So
yeah. This car make the left turn here as they come off turn 4. It'll still be Steve Korsek out front, but you saw there, we'll have to probably let tires get old, because that's where Steve excelled last time we came to Las Vegas, is when the tires got old. So we'll have to see if anybody has anything for him on later in runs. They'll bring us down to the restart zone. Korsek and Comella get us back to green flag racing. Steve drops to the apron again, just like the first restart. They're dead even, headed for turn 1. A little bit of a bump there from TJ Roberts to the back of DJ Thomas. Not a great restart for the 20, but now he starts to file in line. It'll be Camella filing into second. He'll slide down across the nose of the 20. And they'll be single file, top 3. Brady Shue's going to take 4th place. For now, he's under fire from TJ Roberts, though, who runs the bottom. Front of the field kind of packed together here. Oh, we got a car loose, and they're wrecking their door slamming off turn 4. And there's cars going around. It was Jared Sherlin was the first one I saw. And he is spinning off the wall. See Ron Holmes there, sitting back behind the field. We saw that one there. We saw Sherlin kind of get loose off turn 4. And field will be caught by the pace car here in turn 3. Pace car is, well, he was going fast. So we're on another caution. It helps drivers. Obviously, it helps the guys that want to try to make it the whole stage. I still don't know if you'd be able to, but it may be pretty close, as I'm sure the replay is being shown right now. You saw it. I mean, Jared Sherlin got loose out of 4. We said it was easy to do. Looked like he just lost the car trying to run up high, trying to hold off his spot. And unfortunately, just didn't really work. And we've had a change for the lead, I do believe. And we have. So Zach Camella is actually the leader, scored at the line. Still no takers for pit road, it does not appear. Jared Sherlin is down on pit road, getting some repairs to that machine. You heard him talking about it, that he wanted a good finish. Well, he's going to have to try to work a little bit harder now. He's behind an early 8-ball as he works to get back into this race.
Yeah, it's looking at a back at the replay there. A couple of other guys also involved. Griffin Williams, Derek Preston, and Mason Hausman got most of the damage from that car coming down the track.
Oh, yeah.
You see Lima shoot by.
Yeah, Lima's actually going to get the free pass. I forgot to mention that, trying to talk about everything that just happened. So Lima's back on the lead lap. Now the cars a lap down are Jared Sherlin, and Matthew Fleming is 2 laps down after having some, you guessed it, connection issues. So I must have jinxed him last week, so I apologize for that. But he is on track. He's off of turn 2 right now. He's catching the back of the field. He's 2 laps down, but still a long way to go. And he'll be able to get those laps back, probably.
Track conditions.
And maybe some takers on pit road. Yes, we do. We've got some pitting. We got some cars pitting. Oh! At the last second, it's a fake out by Steve Korsek. The signature move, per se. Doesn't look like anybody fell for it. DJ Thomas right behind him almost did.
Do not see anybody down pit lane, so looks like
fake out
everyone's used to the move by now.
The fake out did not quite work as Steve had planned there, and Steve is okay. He's running down against the inside wall. Maybe a fuel-saving strategy. Shorter way around the racetrack. I don't know. Saving gas. Yeah, that's what I just heard from the 27. He's saving fuel. So, an interesting way to do it, but a way nonetheless. But back to what I was. He's getting there. There he is. Oh, we got guys falling back. Oh, they were looking at damage. All right, so like I was saying right before we went under yellow there, or right before we went back to green, excuse me, was the guys that are going to try to make it all the way. 50 laps, not only on fuel but on tires, is a lot to ask out of these race cars. Assuming that after about 20 laps, the tires begin to fall off. A mile and a half on iRacing, tire wear is huge. I mean, the tires can be eaten up really, really quickly. And so 50 laps would be asking a ton out of these race cars. But we will see if anybody tries it, tries to get some stage points, tries to pull a sneaky move and steal some points away. So we'll see what happens. Lights are off. We'll re-rack. Like we said, new leader on the scoreboard is Zach Camella. So Coruscant will be on the outside of row 1. Row 2 is going to be DJ Thomas and TJ Roberts. And then row 3 is Brady Shue and Mason Hausman. So you saw Mason Hausman get involved in the wreck, and it must not be too much damage on that 17 machine. You can tell there's really not that much damage. So he's going to continue on and see if that car is still up to speed here when we go back green. About a lap behind them, you see Lanfear, Derek Preston, Griffin Williams, Clint McGill, Nathan Bentley, John Gallagher's back there, Tyler Bentley, Logan Ikra, Jonathan Hammond, Ron Holmes, and then the last 3 cars on track are Fleming, Sherlin, and Zachary Lima. So pace car will turn left. We'll go back to green on lap 11. 39 to go in the stage. A long way to go in the race. Pace car pulls off. It'll be Zach Camella bringing him down to the restart zone. Hausman blinks out. Oh, he comes back. He's not back yet. Green flag's back out. Now he's back. So green flag is out. A huge jump there for the 4. So he gets in front of Steve Korosek there on the restart. Lanfear does not go. Right on the back bumper, the 4 is the 27 of Korosek. Maybe a little bit of contact there. Ooh, look at this. An exciting race for the lead off turn 2. Closest battle to the front is for 4th position as Brady Shue gets underneath TJ Roberts. Roberts under fire from the 9 and now under fire from the 17 for 5th. No race for the lead quite yet. DJ Thomas hanging with him, about a car length back in 3rd. Korosek goes to the outside. Camella goes to the apron. Camella leads lap number 11. Top 6 kind of broken away from the rest of the field. DJ Thomas goes underneath the 27 for 2nd. Almost 3 wide for the lead. Thomas thought about it. Still a little bit early there for them to be going 3 wide. And they are 3 wide back there around Zachary Lima. Zachary Lima is flying right now. He is on a line and driving through this field. Just ahead of him is Nathan Bentley. We're back up here to the leaders, and we've had a change for the lead. Steve Korsek's gotten around him, and he's pulled away by 2 car lanes. So we'll see if he can keep that up. Closest battle on track is going to be for the 5th position. Well, maybe for the 3rd position. And no, now it's going to be for the 5th position between Mason Hausman and Brady Shue. And, ooh, Hausman cutting across the bumper right there. Risky move, but makes it work. So top 6 single file. Lima's in 7th, Bentley's in 8th, and then you got a hornet's nest back here. Matthew Fleming, and they're crashing.
We'll have to go see what happened there. I'm getting a report here that it could be Ron Holmes.
It's brutal. It's unfortunate for Ron. A tough start to the day.
Might have to back it up here and see exactly what happened.
Jared Sherlin.
So it looks like Ron entered on the high side, and Sherlin just lost a little bit of grip, got a little bit loose, and slid up the track into Ron. Something you always hate to see. Ron's a really good guy, and we hate to see him struggle here, but that's how it goes with these races here at the 1.5 miles. Grip is hard to find, and running side by side is always kind of dangerous, especially here at Las Vegas.
I mean, I don't know if it was avoidable or not. I'm not 100% sure. I obviously didn't see it. So as we head back up to the front of the field, we pace again as our third caution comes out. Lots of guys on pit road that time. Camella's on pit road. Most of the field is on pit road.
The two teammates back out in front. I'm having a guess here saying that this was a plan by Steve and Lima.
So Zach Lima would here at the second position. And it looks like Jonathan Hammond stayed out as well, where he pitted and came off first. So that was a pit stop. A great one by the 92 crew. But I don't think so.
No, I am seeing that he did not pull into the pits. He was one of the cars that was involved in the first caution, though. So he is on 2-lap fresher tires than everyone around him. It may
so
work
maybe
out
he didn't need
favor.
to pit. So he'll inherit third. Eric Preston will inherit the fourth position. Obviously, Jared Sherlin, multiple laps down at this point, but he's sitting right there behind Derek Preston, and he linked out, so we'll get back. TJ Roberts will be in the fifth position, then Camella, Thomas, Shu, Nathan Bentley, McGill, Tyler Bentley, John Gallagher, Logan E.
Sorry about that. We had a little bit of an issue there with our voice communication, I believe.
Okay. Are we good now?
Yes, we are good now. Sorry about that,
good.
everybody. Iracing servers, as always, putting a little bit of extra strain. Something that we have to deal with on a regular basis here, but
You're gonna have to explain the problem. I don't understand.
I believe it is an issue with me being disconnected from our voice communications. I'm going to try to do a quick restart here and see how that works.
Fair enough with me. You didn't miss much. Well, at least I didn't. Nobody did. Rudder caution. Should get one to go here. The teammates will be on the front row. Not really surprising, but alas, they are on the front row. So it'll be Korsek and Lima to start us out, and then some cars that did not pit. Well, these top 4 cars did not pit. So Korsek, Lima, and then Hammond and Derek Preston. Behind them are the cars that pit from Roberts on back.
Now, it'll be interesting to see here. I know Steve stayed out, and he was better on older tires the last time we came around here. I wonder how he's going to do this time, if he's going to be able to keep his pace like he did in the last race.
It was more he was better on long runs when everybody had the same tires. Now, with several cars having newer tires than Steve, I don't know. It's a little bit different than it was last race, but we'll see. As we come around here to take the green flag on lap number 19. It'll be 32 laps to go in the stage. So still a ways to go till we go at our first stage points of the night. and a long way to go still in the race. So what happened?
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag's back out. Set with a pretty good start. The teammates side draft towards turn 1. Let's see which one gets the better run. The leaders from before are going to get held up here behind those slower cars on older tires. We'll see if they can maneuver through it. For now, though, it's Steve and Zach leading off turn number 2 and down towards turn number 3.
Yeah, those guys who just pit, they're going to want to get around these cars quick. After about 5 or 6 laps, the tire difference that you get from being on new tires starts to degrade very, very quickly. So if they get held up there too long, they may not have a chance to even get up in front of Steve.
Field's starting to get spread out just a little bit. It's still the teammates out front with a little bit wider camera here so you can kind of see back through the field. Oh, spinner, DJ Thomas! He holds it together. What a save by DJ Thomas. Can he merge back on the racetrack, though? Ooh, they're stacking up, they're stacking up, they're stacking up. They're going to get through it, I think. What a save and what a job by the entire field, really, to get past him with no issue. Wow. So
Yeah,
the
that
first
was
big moment for one of the leaders in this race. But, wow, a heck of a save by DJ Thomas. And field's starting to spread out really, really big now, so first and second the same. TJ Roberts has moved to 3rd. So a fast number 11 machine tonight, apparently. And he is closing in on the race leaders. You got Hammond and Camella there, 4th and 5th currently. And then you got our first battle on the racetrack, which is for the 6th position. And yellow's out there wrecking again off turn 4. And from what I'm hearing on the radio, it may be the 83 and the 33 for the second time tonight. No? Not much damage on the Ron Holmes machine.
We'll go back here and see what exactly happened.
Appears that Ron Holmes' car looks okay to me. We can go down and get a closer look. No, it looks... No, the car looks fine. So maybe Ron not involved, maybe Ron trying to miss it. And to check up and get out of the way of the wreck, but I don't see any damage. So another caution here, just about halfway through stage number 1.
Ron avoided him. Looks like we had Jaron Sherlin get a little bit loose here. We're going to back it up even farther and watch from his perspective. But it does seem that Ron is okay.
Well, as we pace under another caution, we're looking at Ron Holmes. We'll go back up to the front of the field for a sec. Now, we'll see at the front 4 pit. Oh, not the front 4, sorry. Because TJ Roberts has made it all the way to 3rd there right before the caution came out. We'll see if the 27 and the 5 and the 92 and the 19 pit, 13, sorry. 16. Wow, I'm on the completely wrong number. Hammond did pit. You saw Hammond hit pit road. I believe Derek Preston did as well. They both did, and DJ Thomas did as well.
DJ's probably seeking new tires after burning them up doing a Tokyo drift off of the apron.
I mean, if I were him, I'd rather be coming in to get new tires than I would coming in with a wrecked race car. So, a great effort to save the race car. And he will come in, get 4 fresh tires, and come back out at the rear of the field.
Yeah, interesting to see. So these two up front are going on 23 laps here. I know we've had a couple of cautions already, but it's very interesting to see maybe what their pit strategy is going to be through this first stage and see if they can carry it over to the second stage, as they're both 50 laps.
Yeah, we'll have to see between track temp fluctuation and other factors. We'll have to see if strategies stay the same or if they change just a little bit between the first and second stage.
Yeah, the sun is starting to set now. The track will be cooling off most likely. and the wind may have changed a little bit. We'll pull up our weather tab here and we'll take a look and see what it's looking like right now. It does seem the temperature is starting to drop a little bit. The wind is still consistent, but as we move forward with this temperature looking like it's on the downward slope, more guys having grip on longer runs could come into play here, especially for that last stage going on later on into the night.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see as we go on through this race how track temp affects the tires, grip on the racetrack as we get a little bit further in. We'll have exactly half of the first stage to go once we get the green flag here next, not next time by, but it should be 2 more laps and we'll be back under green. So looking at the running order right now, the stage point battle is right around 10th place. So obviously you've got your guys that split away from the rest of the field there on that run before, which was Korosek, Lima, Roberts, Camella, Bentley, or not Bentley, Houseman, and Brady Shue. So they were the top 6. They're not anymore. Nathan Bentley's actually in 6th. But then Tyler Bentley in 8th, John Gallagher in 9th, and Logan Ikra in 10th. So a couple of guys down there near the bottom that could really use even just 1, 2, 3 stage points. It would be huge for them early on in the season. Guys that haven't gotten any stage points yet. Well, obviously, Tyler has. But Michael Landfair sitting just outside the top 10. Clint McGill is up there as well. Griffin Williams not far out of the top 10. So a solid run for him so far. Saw him running up with some of the faster guys in the field tonight. So good to see him running pretty well so far.
Be interesting as guys kind of start to figure out the track here. We see most of the field has already guys taking their similar lines to what they did last time. I noticed that Tyler's running that middle lane like he was preferring to, trying to get some extra speed at the end by not burning up the tires down on the bottom a little bit. I think it'll be highly probable here that maybe after the first stage we have a long green flag run.
Well, yeah, obviously that's what happened last time around. We kind of got through the early cautions and then got into a long green flag run in which Steve Korosek put on an absolute clinic. Was running incredibly fast lap times on old tires and ran away until a late caution came out. Now tonight, obviously, he's not going to have that luxury, at least not for 2 times tonight with stage ends, but we'll see how it all pans out for him. He'll bring the field back down into the restart zone. Coming down, teammates on the front row will give us the green flag. We're back racing on lap 27. A great start by Korosek and Lima. There are 2 car lengths out in front of the rest of the field as we go back to green. So first battle on track, actually, is way back there. As for now, everybody's kind of just finding their ground. So single file a lot of the way back. First car to move, I think, is Logan Ikra there. You saw him moving to the inside of John Gallagher. It's going to be for the 9th position. And that's the stage point battle. It's right here on your screen for the most part. Good run off the top by John Gallagher. Wow. He's driving that thing off the corner right now. And now we got a battle for 10th. That's the last stage point spot. That's Michael Landfair going inside of Logan Ikra. Behind them, you see Jonathan Hammond and Griffin Williams. So Griffin is that close to a stage point right now. You got to think he's wanting to stay in this one. Try to get some stage points. You go a little bit further back. You got Clint McGill back here battling with DJ Thomas. DJ trying to make his way back through the field after he pit under the previous caution. Matthew Fleming is not quite on the lead lap. He's still 2 laps down. But he should be able to get his lap back. Laps back. Jared Sherman's back here. He's multiple laps down. Derek Preston is back here. And Ron Holmes is back here as well. Back up to the front. It's still Lima and Korosek. We got a battle for the race lead, though. Lima moves inside of his teammate, and he will take the race lead. So Zach Lima leads Las Vegas now for only the 3rd leader tonight. We're with only a few lead changes. TJ Roberts is there as well. Camella is there as well, and so is Mason Hausman. Top 5 have broken away from the rest of the field. Lima sends it off into turn 1. Corsic pinches down just a little bit. Trying to get a run off the top. You got a battle for the lead and a drag race down the back straightaway. So Corsic back to the lead for the time being. We'll see if Lima has to tuck in or if he's still inside of him. He's still inside. He'll battle right back to the bottom of the racetrack. So the battle for the lead goes on here on lap number 30. Really tight racing for the race lead right now. And you see Roberts, Camella, and Hausman, I'm wondering almost if they're backing off a little bit, maybe letting these guys burn their stuff and use up their tires here with just 20 laps to go in the first stage.
Yeah, last time we were here, TJ Roberts did get within striking distance a couple of times, but seemed to back off and let the guys in front of him race, and he ended up with a pretty decent finish there, so it may be his strategy going into it again.
Well, he's running that tire-saving line, too, about 2 or 3 lanes up the racetrack, where you can kind of save your stuff a little bit more and a little bit more conservative than you would if you were running right against the white line, which is what the front 2 are doing. Now, Lima runs a little bit higher that time. But Roberts is in this battle right now. He is there, and he is clearly very fast tonight. So we'll continue to watch the battle up front. As we move a little bit further back here, we got a bump draft down the front stretch. Battle is not quite on for 3rd place. Looked like he was going to be there. So we'll go back and try to find some battles back here. Biggest mover is definitely John Gallagher. He is shot out of a cannon tonight. He's up to P6 and flying right now. So good to see John running well. And, I mean, he's got some serious speed under the hood of that number 50. Nathan Bentley's up here. Tyler Bentley's up here. Brady Shue still hanging around the top 10. And then the battle actually is for 10th position between Jonathan Hammond and Logan Ikra. So a good couple of battles back here near the back of the field. As we head back up to the front, it's still the teammates out front. They are pulling the remainder of the field except for John Gallagher. We're actually going to compare. So Steve's previous lap was a 30.14. John Gallagher's previous lap was a 30.55. Not quite leader pace, but definitely a very fast race car. Matt Fleming unfortunately had more connection issues. He's back on track again, but he's multiple laps down. You see most of the field, or at least most of the front 5, have moved up to that tire-saving line. They moved up the racetrack a little bit. And taking advantage of that, it's going to be Mason Hausman. See if he can make it stick down on the bottom battles for 3rd place. Slides up. Keeps it off of the 11, though. The 11 keeps the spot. So Hausman will settle for 4th for the time being. Camelo riding in 5th right now. Roberts looks outside of Lima. Not going to make it work. Hausman back to the inside of him. But Roberts gets a good drive off, too. Hausman actually with a little bit better drive than he got last time around. So he'll kind of hang with the 11 as we head off towards turn 3, but now Roberts pulls about a car length off the 17. Front 5 running really, really good laps right now. And, ooh, a little contact there between the 4 and the 17. I don't know if he's there. Now he's there. Battle's on for 4th place.
We've seen Camella use that move a couple of times there.
TJ Roberts, I don't know if you saw it there, sent it for 2nd place. It didn't work. He does get a push down the backstretch, though. So he'll hold on to 3rd. But the battle's on for 4th as a result. Here comes Zach Camella. Saw him in qualifying. One of the faster cars lap time-wise, at least on hot laps. So we'll see what he can do trying to get 3rd place from TJ Roberts. He will get 4th from Hausman, but not quite get to 3rd. TJ Roberts.
Looking at the top speeds here, Zach Camella is running 4 to 5 miles per hour faster than any of these guys up here. He might be trying to get another stage win under his belt.
It's not surprising. Saw it happen last week, too. John Gallagher, I'll tell you what, is running really, really well. He's in 6th place right now. Not necessarily on leader pace. Not really, maybe not even trying to be. He's running higher up than most of the guys out here are. So a solid first start so far for John Gallagher. Steve, meanwhile, has pulled away just a bit, about 3 or 4 car lengths ahead of his teammate Zach Lima, who may be fading just a little bit. He's fallen definitely into the clutches of TJ Roberts in 3rd. So let's see if TJ tries to get 2nd from him. With 11 to go in the stage when we come back around to the start-finish line. Field's really spread out back behind John Gallagher. There's a group of cars between Nathan Bentley and Logan Ikra in 13th. So a few cars there they're running together. But here comes Roberts. Can he make it stick? No. Lima holds on to second. Bottom kind of slows down a little bit as you get a little bit further in on tires. And it takes a little bit more to run down there to try to get positions. But the battle, meanwhile, is on for third place. Melly inside, TJ Roberts sliding up. Roberts gets the drive off and keeps the spot. Let's actually see. So the gap back to Gallagher from Korosek is 4.36. He actually is cutting the lead. So Gallagher right now, I believe, is the fastest car on the racetrack.
Yeah, he's exactly where you want to be if you're not up here in this lead pack. Out by yourself in open air, able to just kind of turn your mind off, don't have to worry about racing anybody, and set your fastest laps.
Well, he had to start a little bit further back in the field, but he has charged through the field really quickly as we have 8 to go in stage 1. Excuse me, 9 to go in stage 1. Korosek is away by quite a bit here, just over a second. Battles on maybe for second place. Roberts dives back to the inside. He's got a better run through 3 and 4. And Lima is going to let him have it, but he's going to cross him. Can he make it work? Not quite. So TJ Roberts moves to second place.
We saw TJ do the same thing with Tyler Bentley, I believe it was, the last time we were here at Las Vegas. Once he gets the leader in his sights, he begins to track him down. As you can see, the gap between him and Lima is growing significantly.
Yeah, you kind of can stop thinking about the 5. The 5 is fading just a little bit on old tires as we get here to the end of the stage, but you kind of start to think about catching the 27, who's still arcing the bottom of the racetrack. So we'll see what the gap is here. I don't know if it's grown at all. Across the line here, 7 to go in stage 1. It has grown by about a 10th. Roberts solidly in second place. So we'll drop back through the field here, try to look for a battle as we get 7 to go in stage 1. There's John Gallagher. Still running really, really good laps. Tyler Bentley has made his way up to 7th. Hammond is 8th. Nathan Bentley is 9th. And there is the last stage point position for now. It's DJ Thomas in the 10th position.
It's good on for DJ, having to drop to the back, take new tires, working his way back up to maybe get a stage point here.
Not really any battles on the racetrack right now. TJ's still dropping time. The 27, almost as we expected, is driving away. You figured he would. And he is doing just that. 5 laps to go in stage number 1. Roberts cut it just a little bit that time by. Ooh! And right as I say that, he almost loses it out of turn 2. He gets it back, though.
He knows its laps are counting down. If he wants that stage win, he wants that playoff point, he's got to get up there quick. So you can tell he's definitely trying to push the car. He knows he can get a pretty good pit stop here, come in with everybody else here in the stage.
Lima's under fire for 3rd. As you see Mason Hausman come off pit roads to an early pit stop. Maybe a little bit of a strategy going there for the 17. And we got a battle for 3rd. Oh, I'm here in the 17. Ran out of gas. Maybe we got a fuel problem here. We're going to have 3 to go here at the line. We'll see if everybody can make it the whole distance.
Now, the car we're going to be watching to see if they can make it like that is going to be the 27 of Steve Korosek, who has yet to pit. If he can make it all the way and come in under caution, that would be amazing for him.
We got a new 5th place car, Tyler Bentley, as he goes by John Gallagher. So Gallagher fading just a tad. But hopefully you're going to be able to hold him off here. As we come to 2 laps to go in stage number 1. It's Korosek out front, and now Hammond goes by Gallagher. So Hammond to 6th, Gallagher to 7th. And then the battle is on for 8th place, with Nathan Bentley, DJ Thomas, and Brady Shue all in contention right there. Michael Lanfear now runs in the 11th place, in the 11th position. So not really a battle for stage points, more a battle for the 8th position here. It's mainly now between Thomas and Nathan Bentley. As that battle settles out, we'll go back to the front as Orsak's coming to pit road. Maybe he couldn't make it all the way. Right before the end of the stage. So white flag in stage 1. I mean, you hope he won't lose a lap because of it, but he's going to lose the stage win. Now he's leading the points, so not really a huge deal. Should be a fuel-only stop. Lima pits as well. So coming off turn 4. It'll be TJ Roberts winning stage 1 at Las Vegas.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
All right, it's caution for the end of stage 1, boys.
And it does look like
So interesting.
Steve will go a lap down here.
What was that, DJ? Yeah, 10-4. So the teammates pit. I'm under the white flag of the stage. It's really odd. I don't. Wow.
Could just be one
So
of
it
those.
shakes around our stage points for sure. So Roberts gets the playoff point, winning stage 1. Zach Camella gets 9 stage points, finishing 2nd. Tyler Bentley ends up with 3rd. Jonathan Hammond in 4th, and John Gallagher in 5th. Nathan Bentley, DJ Thomas, and Brady Shue. We saw that they were all going to get stage points, but now Michael Lanfear and Logan Ikra get stage points. So a shakeout there at the end of the stage, and I'm almost wondering, we'll see if my suspicion is true here as we come down. Pit road will be open, I assume, this time. And we'll see, did the teammates pit to get back to the lead here to start stage 2? These guys will all pit. Most of them, at least. I would assume all of them will pit. The key thing to note here, actually, oh wow, they both went a lap down. The teammates, Lima and Korosek, are a lap down.
Yeah, they're going to be...
They should stay on the racetrack.
Yeah, they're going to be staying out, taking the free wave, I would believe, I would hope, for their sake, they would.
What was it for? Like, just you hit a line and like the field was still trying to get rearranged? Yeah, that's in for.
Yeah, Lima and Korosek, you're going to take the free wave, be back on the lead lap, but they're going to be back at the tail end.
Well, yeah, they've already made their pit stops.
Now, this could also be a test bed for them, seeing how long they can stretch their fuel, how well they can save, and maybe give up the first stage, work real hard at it for the second stage, and then really go for it at the end. I mean, we saw Steve, he started to pull away from the field once he got out in front. If he can work his way back up there with pit strategy, I have no doubt that he believes he can do the same thing and duplicate his performance that he had last time we were here.
Yeah, but last time he led almost every lap. He hasn't had to come from the back of the field, and that's exactly what they're going to have to do this time around. I don't know, just a really interesting decision. I mean, I get why they did it. It doesn't really benefit him track position-wise. But an early pit stop, I don't know. Maybe we know Korosek hadn't pitted.
Yeah, neither of them had, so
Neither of them had pitted, so maybe they were trying to see how long you could really go, and it just came up one lap short.
And if that is the case, and we're looking at possibly going green flag for the entirety of the rest of the way here, I would estimate everyone needing to pit about 40 laps in, 40 to 45 would be the longest I could see these guys running, because as we did have a couple of early cautions that kind of allowed everybody to save their fuel.
All right, well, we'll get re-racked for stage number 2, which will end on lap 100. The conclusion of lap 100. That'll be the end of stage 2. It actually may be a little bit different. These guys may be able to make it the whole way in stage 2. We're not going to be going green until probably lap 56. We have to go 45 on a tank, and if Steve and Zach ran 49, it means they should, if they stretch the tank the whole way, should be able to manage the whole of stage 2. I'll take the wave around right there. His lights are off atop the pace car. Are we good now? Better. Okay, cool. A development under the caution. DJ Thomas has called it a night. Odd.
Yeah, that is very interesting to hear, but
He's parked the 20 for the night. And we'll have to figure out more about that a little bit later on.
we might find out some more information about that as the night goes on. We can maybe bring to light for everybody who might be watching. But talking about the race here, that interesting to note. You're looking at first place, second place, and third place, all being cars who finished just right around that position behind Steve Korsak last time we were here.
Green, green, green.
Fast cars will stay fast cars. Green flag back out when they're waiting for stage number 2. It's Roberts and Tyler Bentley bringing us back to the green flag. You see the teammates, Korsak and Lima, back near the back of the field. We'll see what they can do to get back to the front. They're making ground already. They're kind of stuck in a hornet's nest back there, though. This is going to get really dangerous.
Hey, speaking of teammates, I believe there are 4 Bentley Motorsports cars all within the top 5 right now.
This is really dangerous back here around Korsak and Lima. We'll go back up here and look at the leaders here in a minute, but wow, that was really dangerous. New leader, Zach Camella back out front. And you're right, Bentley Motorsports, a strong showing early on in this one. Ooh, car sliding up, car spinning, Griffin Williams! Can he hold it? He did! Good save, Griffin off turn 2. Fortunately, drops into the back of the pack, but again, kind of the same way it happened to DJ. Better to be at the back than have a wrecked race car. Battle for the lead raging on here at the front. TJ Roberts trying to find any way around the 4 that he can. They have pulled away here from the third place and back cars. Korsak and Lima have made up quite a bit of ground early on in the stage. Or at least Korsak has. I'm not sure where Lima ended up. Not Ethan Bentley.
I believe he is scored in 13th right now.
Oh wow, Lima has not made up as much ground.
Maybe going for more of a saving approach here.
Leader continues to be Zach Camella. We'll see if Steve can make it all the way back up to the front. Obviously, a long way to go in stage 2 if we go green. You see him back there running right around Nathan and Tyler Bentley. And these front few cars are just trying to get away. Much ground between them and the 27 as possible, and then deal with them later. 41 laps to go in stage 2. Still Camella and Roberts, and Brady Shoes made his way into 3rd. So, highest position for him all night. Not sure who the biggest mover is. Got to be John Gallagher.
My!
Wrecking in the back, Nathan Bentley, and it's speaking of John Gallagher. They're wrecking in the back. The flags, cars keep going.
That was, whew. I think that one deserves a little bit of a playback there. I'm going to go back here and we're going to take a look at what happened up close.
I'll keep you updated here on what happens at the front of the field while he goes and shows the replay. Still Camella out front. I'm not sure where Steve is right now. Well, there he is. You see him back there battling for 4th with Tyler Bentley, but for now, Camella's focused on pulling away. Gallagher, I don't think got much damage out of it. He's still on the lead lap and still running. Nathan Bentley has hit pit road, though. He was the car I saw get loose and spun.
And we'll back up here through it. We've got to go back a little bit.
So back up front is Camella, followed by Roberts, and Chu, and Korosek. You see the gap. Last time by, it was a little under 2 seconds back to Steve. We'll see what it is this time around. As leaders start to cross the line here. Steve's cutting it by 2/10 a lap. Steve is charging. Tyler Bentley's 5th. Lanfear up to 6th. Hausman into 7th over Jonathan Hammond. That's the only battle on track right now. Really one of the only ones, at least. See Nathan Bentley come back out on the racetrack. Lima's back behind these guys, scoring 9th right now. And Clint McGill is 10th. We go back through the rest of the field. And back up to the leader, Zachary Camilla. 37 to go. It's another 2/10 cut there for Steve. So Steve is on the charge here in stage 2, trying to get back up near the front.
Yeah, if I'm Zach Camella right now, I'm telling all the guys in Bentley Motorsports behind me, keep that 27 car right on your bumper if you can. Do not let him pass.
Even if he doesn't, I mean, he's cutting time as we speak here. He's cut the gap down to just about 1.2 seconds back to the 27. So he cut it by less that time. But too hard is Steve. Starting to burn his stuff. I don't know. He's just gotten by Brady Shue for 3rd. You see him there just past the 9.
Yeah, we did see the last time we were here at Las Vegas, the one time that Steve actually had to pass a couple of cars to get back into the front, he was only in 4th, but it did slow him up just enough for there to be kind of a race for the lead. So with these two guys out in front who haven't really been racing, you can see TJ Roberts is running the tire saving line. Be interesting to see, maybe not the next 5 laps, maybe not the next 10 laps, but within the next 15 to 20, what the pace difference is going to be between these two up front and the 27.
He put a little bit of time on Steve right there. The gap was 1.26 last time by. This time around it is 1.34. So at least the front car, I don't know about TJ, but Camella's pulling away. He's got clean air, and that definitely helps. He's actually going for 3rd. We got a battle for 3rd place. So Steve's momentum has been slowed up by the 9 machine. Oh, almost some contact. For 3rd place, that would have been disastrous.
They call him the Menace for a reason.
Bentley tries to take advantage. Tyler Bentley outside of his teammate Brady. That's for 4th place. Wow, that was almost a complete disaster at the front of the field. Hausman is up here. Lanfear has caught Jonathan Hammond for 8th. That's a car on the move right now. 0-1-3 of Michael Lanfear. He's kind of come alive here. Is Dak Lima hanging around in the 9th position right now? At least that's where he scored. We'll see where he scored next time by. I see Nathan Bentley, Jared Sherlin there, Logan Ypres is hanging around in the 10th spot right now. And that's where he is scored. So we'll go back into the 4. We can put a little bit more time on the 27. These front 2 are running really good laps.
Yeah, you can see TJ
Clearly,
Roberts
very
is
fast race car.
yeah, TJ Roberts is starting to come down now and utilize that bottom line right up against the white and cutting the apron coming through the front stretch. I'm wondering if it did that maybe to catch up to Camel a little bit, get a little bit of his draft, and maybe get a pull, save some fuel. It's very possible.
They lost a little bit of time that lap, but only about 6/100ths of a second. Steve is still at arm's length, about 1.3 seconds off the lead. And the field is kind of really spread out now. See Roberts go right back up to that top line. He's cut that gap down to a half a car length.
He may be trying to pressure Camel.
Now, Korosek is on the move. He's cut it down another 10th to about 1.2 seconds. So he's on the move for now. We'll see if TJ goes for the race lead right here. Looks like he's going to be content to stay behind the 4. with just under 30 laps to go, coming to 29 to go in stage number 2. See what the gap is this time. Steve's definitely closing it down.
I believe that's partially due to these two up front here really racing. They're not doing much through the turns, but coming across that tri-oval there in the on the front stretch, sliding up and down the track like that's going to cost them some time to the 27.
Is on the move right now. He's just over a second off of these front two. Now, passing them is a different story. These are two tough cars to pass. Only two of the tougher ones in the field to get around when it comes to battling for position. That time by, let's see what the gap is. Back to Steve. Not too much gain there, about a half a tenth. So he was putting on 2/10 earlier. Now it's kind of settled out again. He's back there, but he's at arm's length for these first two still. You kind of look up, you can see him coming in your mirror, but it's not really enough to be worried yet. Now both cars are on the bottom. TJ drifts up just a little bit. And did Zach slip out the corner right there? I think he did. They're going to battle for the race lead. Roberts gets to the outside of the floor. They're going to battle for the race lead. Steve took another tenth off the gap right there. It's down to eight. It's down to about 8.5 tenths. And Cabela sliding up. New leader, TJ Roberts back out front. So let's see if he can pull away now. He's running way high on the racetrack. But it seems to be that when you get on a little bit older tires, the bottom doesn't work quite as well. Maybe TJ can find a little bit more speed and pull away. That time by, gap back to Steve is down to 0.7 of a second.
Yeah, it's been interesting.
Like I said,
it's been interesting here. The guys who are running the top through the corner, if you can make it stick to the bottom, yeah, you can maybe get up alongside of them. But that high side is just getting such a good run right now off of the top that it's almost detrimental to be running down to the bottom unless you're trying to keep in front of somebody.
well, I think TJ's found the magic strategy. He's actually put a little bit more on that gap back to Steve. If you look, he's running. Well, that time he runs the middle, but in turns 3 and 4, he's running the second lane. And Cabela's loose. Big time loose off two there for the 4 car, and he's going to start to fall into the clutches of Steve Korsak. That's going to allow Roberts to kind of drive away a little bit. Take some pressure off. You see the line he's running here. He's running just above the bottom lane. And got the second lane up on the racetrack. Able to carry more speed off turn 4 as a result. Really put some more on the gap that time around. Gap's about even back to Steve. Well, let's go find out. 3. And quietly, Brady Shoesman back here in 4th. We'll see if he can close that gap down anymore. He's kind of starting to get back up there. Bentley's in 5th. Hausman in 6th. Lanfear is really on the move. He's in 7th place right now and catching up to Hausman. So a fast hot rod there for Michael Lanfear.
Yeah, he ran really good last week too. Whenever we were at Daytona, maybe trying to make up for some lost opportunities that he had there at the end of the race.
A really good run for their team as a whole, but Lanfear gets to the top 5 for Team Fist Racing. Definitely started the season on a great note. And he obviously is going to be very fast this season. Apparently multiple kinds of tracks, so we'll see what he can do. Lima's settling out in 9th place, so a little bit further back than I expected the 5 car to be. But he is running right around 9th position. Clint McGill right now in the last stage point spot in 10th. Derek Preston just behind him in 11th. Ikras faded to 12th. Sherlin's laps down. John Gallagher's in 13th. And 14th right now is Griffin Williams, who I think just came off pit road there.
Yeah, he did just come off pit road.
Nathan Bentley is 15th. He's 2 laps down. Jared Sherlin 2 laps down in 16th. Ronald Holmes 2 laps down in 17th. Lee Fleming down 9 laps down with connection issues, and DJ Thomas called it a night. So
it looks like Zachary Lima has entered the pit lane by my notifications. I don't know.
Another interesting call for Lima there. One guy pitting kind of off cycle. EJ Roberts still out front for the time being. He's pulled away from Camella and has put about 3 more tenths on Steve. So the 11, man, is really, really strong this go-around. And he is showing it. 20 laps to go in stage number 2. He won stage 1. See, he runs way up high on the racetrack, and I'm beginning to think it really helps when it comes to having old tires.
Yeah,
Okay, tires going on 30 laps old.
the speed that he can just carry off the corner is what's really pulling him through on these straightaways. It's amazing how much he is. As we see a couple more guys hitting pit lane here. Zach Camella, Brady Shue.
Oh wow, I didn't even see those two pits. So Bentley Motorsports teammates pit. I don't know if it's for fuel. That's really weird. Maybe with the cautions. I wonder with the early cautions. Maybe they can't make it the whole stage. We'll see it pitting early. Yeah, it's coming over the radio now. They're going to have to pit under green. So that must have been what it was. We got a little bit of a false sense of security from the early cautions. So we're going to have a cycle of green flag pit stops. So we'll keep it on Roberts for now. Is in from second. Lanfear is in. So Roberts, one of the only lead lap cars left not to pit. Tyler Bentley's taking second. Hausman's taking third. We'll see when they decide to come down. Roberts has obviously built a huge lead, and right here, if you're TJ Roberts, you can almost think about not taking tires is a risk, but if you stretch the fuel long enough, you maybe could hold on to the lead till the end of the stage, get enough time off pit road, have enough of a gap that you could run at least decent laps and win stage 2 and then come get tires. We'll see what he decides to do.
Yeah, now the only issue with that that I would see is, as you can see on the map here, the guys on these newer tires are going to be significantly faster than what he is. So if these guys who maybe aren't on the lead lap get up near him, mess up his line a little bit here, he could be in danger trying to have to avoid these guys who are going to be significantly faster than him through these corners.
What I can say is the next car back on the racetrack from him is Griffin Williams, and he's about 5 seconds back. So there's really no one around the 11 machines. We'll see what he decides to do.
Another way to look at it here is, you have such a huge lead. You've pretty much, I believe he's almost lapped the entire field.
Only 4 cars on the lead lap. Last one's John Gallagher.
Yeah, do you start to lift and save fuel? Maybe stretch it out as long as possible. Come in for maybe a small top off, just enough to get you to the end, and maybe take 2 tires.
That's what I'm wondering. They take right sides, at least get a little bit faster, then come in and take 4th into the stage after getting the points. And you assume everyone would pit for tires anyway. I wouldn't think that guys would start stage 3 on 15-lap old tires. I think they'd probably pit anyway. Tire sets, they're going to want to come get fresh tires. So if you can stretch this out and win the stage, I mean, his lead right now is 7 seconds. So, I mean, he could really, half throttle, even less if he really wanted to. Stretch it. I don't know if he can make it to the end. Yeah, now I'm getting on the radio, Hammond's coming time. So the second place car is 7 seconds back is coming. Next car back's McGill, 9 seconds off the lead.
Now we see here, I'm looking at the pit strategy. TJ Roberts' longest stint is 37 laps. He's on lap 35 now. He could go 2 more and be equal with what he ran on his last stint. So it is very possible that he could just lift and putter around here until the end. He's, like you said, he's got a 9-second and growing, by the way, lead on the second place car.
The only worry is going to be if cars like Griffin Williams and Derek Preston can catch him. They're now a lap down, but they're still a ways back. Don't worry about them quite yet. And even then, you'll let him go. Maybe sit behind him. Maybe save some gas. So you can almost ride behind those cars there. You see Griffin Williams, top of your screen. He's still a whole straightaway behind the number 11. And he is still spurting pit road. So Hammond will be off the lead lap. Well, no, he won't. He came out on the lead lap, I believe.
Yeah,
McGill's coming. McGill is in. So 2 cars left on the lead lap. Well, 3 for now. We'll see what kind of pit stop McGill can get right here. This will take 10 laps to go when we get here.
This run right here ties his longest run, so...
For what it's worth, Gallagher and McGill So Gallagher right now is coming out of turn 2. He's on the lead lap. After him is McGill, but now Gallagher just said he's coming to pit road. McGill pit, and he will go a lap down. So, and I'm getting it in my ear. Leader's coming this time. He's got a huge gap. He can slow the car down, get it load down, and get onto pit road.
Yeah, looking at it here,
He comes down.
the only car
we'll
left on the
see.
lead lap was John Gallagher. Now, Steve Korsak
Guys are going to start to unlap themselves.
Steve
I don't know if
Korsak
they
and
can get all the way
Zach
around,
Gallagher.
though.
I'm not
all
sure.
the way back around to him. It's going to be tough. They're out of turn 2 now. Roberts is almost to his box.
If he takes just enough fuel to get to the end of this stage in 2 tires, he may be able to hold him off and get the win for this stage as
In
well.
the middle of 3 and 4. 4 tires, so it looks like the lead's going to go back to Korsak in the 27. Oh, he only took 2. He's still going to get past, though. The gamble doesn't quite hold on for TJ Roberts, but we know he's a very fast race car.
And he knows for this last stage exactly how long he can stretch out his fuel.
Not consider the possibility of late race cautions, too. It'll be interesting to see how that pans out. Remember, last time it looked like this car right here, Steve Korsak, was going to lead all the way to the end and lead wire to wire, and it didn't end up going. I mean, he ended up winning, but had a little bit of trouble at the end. And we got some cars tonight that seem to have this place figured out. Maybe they can beat him. So if I'm Steve and I'm leading start of stage 3, I don't want to lose the lead. I don't want to see a caution. You want to see it go green, just like last time, except this time he's got a car that may be able to, guys may be able to beat him. 7 to go in stage number 2.
Yeah,
So as it pans out here, the Korsak leading, Bella 2nd, Shu 3rd, Bentley 4th, Tyler Bentley that is. Lanfear 5th, Houseman 6th, Lima 7th, Roberts 8th, so it kind of pays off for TJ there.
well, I think it really pays off for him in this third and on final stage. I mean, looking at it, all of these guys who've been running up front are already 11, 12, 10 laps in on their tires, on their fuel, so that 10 laps to his benefit coming into the final stage, barring any cautions, of course.
We'll see, obviously. I would assume here, end 100 laps, after 15 on tires, I would assume guys would come in pit, take tires, take gas, and be fresh for stage 3. We'll see what they decide to do. That'd be my guess. And let's see what Camello's keeping the gap at. It was 1.6 last time by, this time by about 1.7.
Yeah, Camella, though, is, you can see out on the track, he's all kind of alone by himself. Steve has the benefit of having the pull from these guys in front of him, so that can definitely make up the difference there in speed.
A lot of guys a lap down or more. Ikra and Bentley, so Ikra would get the free pass here at the end of the stage, which is coming up just over 4 laps. And Bentley is a lap down at 14. Clint McGill's 2 down. Jared is 2 down. But Holmes is 3 down, and then Fleming and Thomas we've obviously already talked about. So back up to Steve, still running first with just under 4 laps to go in stage number 2. It's off for Roberts. He finished really well. I see won stage 1. He's going to finish 8th in stage 2, assuming he doesn't get to Lima, which it's going to be a tall order. He's 4 seconds back. So really a good gamble there for Roberts. Almost made it work. I don't know. Of course, that gained back so much time after he pit. Stretching it out just lost Roberts the time he would have had if he'd have pitted a little bit earlier. But anyway, he's still in the top 10. Still running well. He knows he's fast. So it'd be interesting to see how it pans out for him. Coming to 2 to go on the stage. We saw John Gallagher there. He actually unlapped himself. And he's pulling away. He pitted way later than Steve did, so.
Yeah, and that's a plus to him. I mean, he has been burning it up whenever he gets the opportunity to. It'll be interesting, I think. Oh, as we See, I think Derek Preston into the wall.
And there, the leader's coming up on him. Well, maybe see if he just gets out of the way, and he will.
Yeah, but
There's Derek Preston. Griffin Williams, for that matter.
yeah, like
Multiple cars blacked down.
like I was saying before, I'm interested to see after this stage with John Gallagher. It seems like he's kind of gotten the track figured out. He has found the line that he wants to run. If he'll be able to kind of keep up with these guys that we've seen run up front all day. He was putting some time on him before he got involved in that spin and had to come in at pit. So being on.
Corsick brings it off turn 4. He'll come to the line. He'll win stage number 2 at Las Vegas. I'll let third place cycle through, and the caution is out for stage number 2. Into stage 2. Did 10 cars on the lead lap means Sean Gallagher gets a stage point. Stage points on the lead lap car, so Steve Corsick gets the playoff point from winning the stage. Mella, another second place finish in the stage for him, so solid points tonight so far. Tyler Bentley, also another solid run there. He's been third in 2 stages. Pretty Shu getting some good stage points there. He finishes 4th. Landfear is up into the top 5. Easton Hausman is 6th. Lima finishes 7th there in stage 2. Roberts 8th. Hammond 9th. And Gallagher 10th. Derek Preston will get the lucky dog, his first car, a lap down. Whoa, whoa, guys getting loaded down. Behind the pace car, they kind of scatter. I'm going to let them get sorted out here. I'd assume most of the lead lap cars, well, most of the guys will probably come down and get tires. That'd be what I'd do.
Yeah, I'm expecting to see TJ Roberts come down, get his other set, if not 4 tires, now that he knows where his position is pretty much settled in at. Fill up on fuel and go back out. I believe we had an incident here.
Oh, man. Oh, no!
We'll see what exactly happened here.
What's it for, Brady? You get it, that's what I mean. Oh, gotcha, yeah, hang on.
Oh my. It's looking to me like there is a possibility that the 6 of Nathan Bentley ran out of fuel and was attempting to be pushed by his teammate, which left him spinning around.
The goes awry for Nathan Bentley. I think there was only one black flag on the racetrack for that. I mean, if anyone else has got one, speak up for what happened. There was a really bad stack up on the backstretch. So. Guys, like I figured. Guys pit, get tires. And Steve cycle back out to the race lead. But now it's Williams, Ikra, McGill on pit road. So no, they all pitted last time around. My bad. I thought I said guys pit. Maybe I didn't. About 65 laps to go, and we go back to rain.
See a couple of guys coming in here for extended periods of time. Whenever it comes to their pit stop length, maybe people opting to take some optional repairs that may have scraped the wall a little bit, gotten into it with each other, maybe a little bit of door banging instead of taking that last fast repair that they have.
That's a good idea. Save it. Let's see, last race here we saw a late race caution. So see if that comes back to back to haunt these guys here as well. Obviously, if you're Corsic, you don't want to see that again. He led so much of the race last time that he had that late caution. He ended up winning anyway, but had to kind of fight back. A little bit of adversity late in the race, so he'll hope for the race to go green the remainder of the way.
Now this is
Looking at... Go ahead.
I was going to say, looking at this top 5 here, interesting thing to note just from my perspective is Michael Lamphere has worked his way into the 5th position.
Yeah, he's up into the top 5. He's got a really, really fast race car tonight. He's running really well. So it's good to see him running well again this week. So consistency for Michael Lamphere so far. And we'll see if he can keep it up. Not only just tonight, but beyond. We'll re-wrap. It'll be Corset and Camella on the front row, same way as we started it. Tyler Bentley and Brady Shuby, row 2. Lamphere and Housen, row 3. Back behind them, row 4, will be Lima and TJ Roberts. And then Gallagher and Hammond out top 10. 11 cars on the lead lap. Last car on the lead lap is Derek Preston. You see him at the tail end of the field. Griffin Williams is 1 lap down. Logan Ikra is also 1 lap down. But Miguel is 2 laps down. Sherlin is 3 laps down. Nathan Bentley is 3 laps down. And Ronald Holmes is 3 laps down. Stage 3. This is where it's all going to go down. We got 66 laps to fight for the win. How is it going to shake out? Corset go back to victory lane at Las Vegas. Will somebody spoil the party? Back to the restart zone. 65 laps to settle.
Green flag.
Green flag is back out. We're back underway. Up to the bottom. Or maybe block. Gets a good run and clears Zach Camille off into 1. Battle is for 2nd. Tyler Bentley alongside his teammate. His teammate can hold him on the high side, or Bentley may get an early run into 2nd place. And it's the latter. Tyler Bentley moving to 2nd. Oh, Camille fighting back on the outside. Off into turns 3 and 4. Still the battle for 2nd. And Michael Lamphere, you see him right there, he's up into 4th place. Lamphere is on a mission right now. A battle on for 2nd between Camilla and his teammate Tyler Bentley. Almost 3 wide back there on Mason Housen. He tried to maybe put it in the middle. Decides better.
Speaking of teammates, there goes Zachary Lima to the bottom, putting pressure on Tyler Bentley.
Not surprising. Lima obviously fell back a little bit late in the stage, but early in the stage he's going to be fast. And we got Camilla putting pressure on the back bumper of the race leader.
Oh, 3 wide.
Contact right back around Mason Housen and TJ Roberts. They hold on when Roberts spins.
Oh, man.
Roberts spins the car. Doesn't look like he got hit by anybody, though. So good sign for Roberts.
And look.
Well, a couple of things. One, that he's been out of trouble all night, and 2.
Yeah, I think he definitely did get hit by somebody. Well, maybe hit is a strong word for it, but
as he comes by. Oh, it doesn't appear to be any damage on the 11 machine. He'll be able to continue. Luckily, he stayed on trouble all night, so he got both fast repairs in the bank. He doesn't need to use one here, I don't think. It does set him back a little bit, though. Still a ways to go, though, so still plenty of time to recover and get back into it.
well, yeah, it looks like he got loose, and then the 17 of Mason Hausman just found that left rear quarter panel and sent him around for a little bit of a ride. Although it looks like he was saved. For once, we have someone who's saved by the Iracing netcode. No damage has appeared for either of those 2 cars.
That is a good sign. Lucky dog is Griffin Williams. So Griffin, running just outside the top 10, is going to be back on the lead lap. So good run tonight for Griffin. It's good to see him finally have a really solid run. Kind of stayed out of trouble for most of the night. So he'll be back on the lead lap. Order mostly the same. Derek Preston actually up into 10th now. So everybody that was behind TJ Roberts before up a spot. You saw Camelo was right on the back bumper of Steve right before the caution came out. And so we'll see if he can get past him this go around.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see here. We're going to see who gets the better restart, the Bentley Motorsports team on the high side or the Big PP Racing team of Steve Gorsick and Zachary Lima on the bottom. Now the track is looking to stay consistent here as we're entering our final stage. The temperature has not dropped any. The track temperature has dropped, but that's about what we expect coming through this stage caution and onto the caution that we have now. And a little bit of an increase in humidity, nothing too bad. It's not going to affect anything here, so I think we'll see the same lines that we saw working early on in the race continue through the rest of the race here.
Interesting to see who uses what line. We've seen guys be successful in multiple lines. We've got several cars on the racetrack that are capable of winning this race, depending on how it shakes out. In a short run, I mean, any number of cars could win this race based on what happens up at the front of the field. So, see, lights are not out atop the pace car quite yet, so we're not quite going back green. Hopes these guys save a few laps on fuel as well, so it adjusts pit strategy just a little bit. Not quite down to a one-stop race yet, I don't think. Probably still a two-stop race as of right now.
Yeah, I believe we're looking at, as of right now, everybody coming in at about lap 136, 137, with the exception of TJ Roberts. He did take a little bit of an extended pit stop there, so I believe he may have taken 4 tires and fuel. Which, with the way that he's been running the car, I mean, he's not there yet to where he'll be able to run till the end of the race, but if he can get a little bit of an extended lead on these guys, maybe save his tires, let whatever's going to happen out front happen, and get a good run like he did and run away with it a little bit, get some open air, he might have a really good pit strategy coming to the end.
Yeah, definitely. Be really, really interesting to see TJ Roberts here. He's back at the back. He did pit, and that takes him off cycle. So, I don't know. Let's see how things pan out. We'll re-rack here. We'll be going green on lap 112. It'll leave us with about 59 laps to go. So not quite enough to split it in half and pit once, but probably still pitting twice, at least for right now. Second, Camel on the front row. Lima's made his way into third. Tyler Bentley is fourth, and Michael Lanfears is fifth, with Mason Hausman on row number 3. Brady Shue and John Gallagher are row number 4. Jonathan Hammond and Derek Preston are row number 5. And rounding out the lead lap are TJ Roberts in 11th and Derek Preston in 12th. Or not Derek Preston, sorry. Griffin Williams in 12th. You see him at the tail end? He was a lucky dog. Rest lineup, still the same. Guys still multiple laps down. So we'll see how they can recover their nights as we go on. 59 to go. Pace car makes a left turn, was about to. Go back to our wider camera angle, get a good view of this restart. Last restart was really intense. We'll see if we get another one here.
Yeah, you see some guys leaving space.
Gorsick brings it down. Green flag back in the air. Shake out back there on the back. Maybe a better restart for Camella there that time. But not enough to keep Steve out of the race lead. He's a lot closer this time around.
Ooh, Michael Lanfears pushing the issue
really
there.
Close back there. Really close back there. Ooh, they're 3 wide maybe. On off 2. Down the backstretch. Headed for turn 3. They're close. They're close. They're door banging. Keep from wrecking them. Wow. Good job of the... I think it was the 9 of Shue, I believe, to keep from wrecking.
Yeah, I do believe it was the 9 of Brady Shue. Door banging like that is something that he is accustomed to on this track, so.
Battle for second. Lima is behind his teammate Gorsick. Camella, look at that run on the high side. Camella gets a massive run off turn 2.
Oh,
and yellow's out. They're wrecking near the back. Hey, multiple wrecks here. I think Derek Preston's in it. We're back under yellow.
I believe so. We'll go back here and check out what exactly happened.
Oh, yep. Derek Preston's car not in great shape.
Oh, wow.
The quite the wreck.
It looks like he just got loose on the high side. Oh man, that took out a couple of guys there. Looks like Logan Ikra was in it. I'm not sure who else here.
Jared Sherlin, CD3.
Yeah, Jared Sherlin is in it. I believe he clipped one of the Team Fisk cars as well. Go back here and see. And as well as Nathan Bentley, I believe, is who I saw him come down on. Yes.
Okay, Zach Kamala comes to pit road. Very interesting decision. See if anybody else went with him.
Yeah, it looks like
Okay, so some strategy playing out.
you see Brady.
A couple of Bentley Motorsports car. Brady Shue is there. John Gallagher's on pit road as well. And obviously the wrecked cars.
Yeah, I believe Gallagher may have gotten collected in that last incident slightly, but it might be better for him to err on the side of caution, come in and see if he has any optional repairs, which I believe he has done, and get back out there on track with a fully healthy car. One guy who's going to be pretty happy with this caution is, in my mind, going to be TJ Roberts. You get to save a little bit of extra fuel here.
He's still running 9th right now, so he's
actually moved up to
relatively close to the front of the
7th, I
field.
believe.
Oh, is he 7th? Oh, yeah, scoring hasn't quite updated yet.
Yeah, I believe he's going to be up to 7th with those last two cars pitting.
Oh, now Tyler Bentley pits.
Might be a strategy call here on the Bentley Motorsports.
He is going crazy right now. So we'll see. Here's Roberts. See where he cycles to. Cross line. And he is 7th. Oh.
But yeah, I believe with him being up to 7th place now, he's well within strike.
Sorry,
6th place. Oh yeah, with Tyler Bentley going
Cycled in
my
front of
bad.
Bentley, obviously.
Yeah, so with him being up, he's definitely within striking distance of getting back to the front, and we know none of the guys in front of him here have pit. So if he can get another run like he did last time, or maybe get another quick caution here come in, he's definitely got the ability to go the distance whenever it comes to the pit strategy on those long green flag runs, and the speed to back it up.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. So it'll be really fun to watch TJ kind of try to strategize and work this out. If he may have the right strategy here. If anybody's going to get it done tonight, TJ has been on a mission, and it's been great to see him run well. Race. Besides, obviously, the spin off turn 4.
I believe that might be Nathan Bentley dropping to pit lane now. So yeah, all of the Bentley Motorsports teammates have pit, with the exception of Ron Holmes, who I do not see active on the track currently. So also a really good run for one of the Team Fisk guys here, Mike Lanphier. He is up to 4th place now, so he's been pretty consistently hanging around that 4th or 5th spot. We saw him do it in Daytona, and we'll see if he can hang on to that position here again.
Or potentially, based on how the restarts go, how strategy pans out, maybe get a little more. I mean, Lanphier has proven he has the speed. Does he have the strategy to hang with the top 2? We'll see. With just about 53 laps to go here when we get the green, so still not quite enough to split it. Well, it is a one-stop race now if you are a Bentley Motorsports driver. And potentially TJ Roberts. We'll see. I have to see how many laps they can stretch it, how many cautions come out. So, Corsic brings us off turn number 4. Pace car makes the left turn. 53 laps to go. Coming down to the restart zone.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag back in the air. Corsic gets a great restart. He's out ahead of his teammate for turn 1. And they have a 3-car length lead on now. Third place Mason Hausman. Lanfear is under attack for 4th. Griffin Williams, I believe, is inside the top 10 right now. He is running the 8th position. Good run for Griffin so far. See if he can keep that up till the end of the race. For now, though, Corsic and Lima lead. Hausman, Hammond, now Camella into the top 5, and Roberts is coming around Lanfear for 6th. So Lanfear fading early. Let's see if he can get it together here later in the run.
Yeah, it might be a call on his part. He knows all the guys behind him are on fresh tires, so go high, let them pass you. Save your tires a little bit. Maybe get a little bit of the draft. Camella's on the apron.
That car was sideways. Jeez, that car was loose. Yeah, holds on to it though.
Now, the last time we
really solid saves, and the teammates are battling for the race lead.
Oh, they are.
Hausman's joined this battle for the race lead.
Now we know Mason is not afraid to put his nose in there for 3 wide.
He looked, man. Split second. Oh, he rides up in a Corsic a little bit there. Keeps it off the wall, but Hausman's coming for 2nd. Hausman comes in hard. They are really close at turn 4.
Might have been returning the favor there. You slide up on me, I'm going to put you down on that white line.
So with 50 laps to go. 50 laps to go. Mason will hold on to 3rd for now. Hammond was kind of trying to take advantage there. Can't quite get past.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes through this tri-oval. We've seen coming off of 4, that high side gets a really good run running through the tri-oval, but it's going to come down to... So I say that
another near disaster for Steve there. It's the 2nd time tonight that he has narrowly escaped getting that car put in the fence.
And don't look now, here come 2 cars on fresh tires right behind them. It's Zach Camilla and TJ Roberts closing in on this pack fast.
Mason's still there on Steve. He's going to dive to the inside, see if he can get inside the 17. He does, or 27, excuse me. And look at that, he's dead even. Man, Mason Hausman is running the crap out of that car right now. Hammond is chilling right behind him for 4th, but he's not going to be able to chill for very long. Camilla and Roberts are on the move. Hausman, is he going to clear the 27 right here? He runs him up the racetrack. And not quite. Oh, Steve's in the fence! Steve put his car in the fence. So now potentially some right side damage for Corsic. I don't know how much it affected his race car. And now Hausman's 2 car lengths back. He's looking for the race lead now. Make it a car length and a half.
Yeah, these mile-and-a-half tracks, that right side damage isn't going to be too significant, but the mental damage it can do, knowing that I might be a little bit slower, I'm off my pace, and it kind of takes you out of it for a moment, may do a little bit of work here to Steve. So you see him falling back.
Hausman is putting some pressure on the race leader, Zach Lima, right now. He's a car length back, but a car length back of him, he's got to pay attention because Camilla is on a mission. Definitely one of the fastest cars out here on the racetrack right now. Clip the apron there, though. A little bit loose. He'll drop about a car length off the 17's back bumper.
Now, last time we were here, I was saying that the exit of 3 and 4 is going to be the killer. It looks to me like the apron between 1 and 2 is what's been taking guys out most of the race.
Yeah, definitely. Here comes Camilla. He's going to look to the inside of Hausman. Dives it in there on the white line. He's going to be to the inside of the Corsic's car. It must have some damage. He is quickly dropping back off these top 3. Camilla can't get the move made there. He's going to try it again in 3 and 4. Squeezes him a little bit, though.
I'm sure he won't be a big fan of that.
He's not going to be too happy about that one, I imagine. change for fourth. Jonathan Hammond has made his way ahead of Steve Korsak, and now Roberts looking for fifth place. A good drive off there for Camilla. He drives right to the bottom of the racetrack.
I'm waiting to see the favor returned here by Zach Camilla. And I think that might be it right there.
That might be it right there. Yeah, got a whole piece of the back bumper of the 17. Might be a little bit of red paint on the front of the number 4 now.
Put me on the
He didn't
apron
pass
and
him,
I...
though.
No, he did not,
Didn't quite
but
pass him.
Zach
Oh, here
Camilla's
he comes
strategy in situations like this is not try to pass you now. It's put as much pressure as I can on you to make you make a mistake.
Now he's got a good drive in 3 and 4. Now he'll complete the pass. So Zach Camilla moving to P2. He finally gets around the pesky Mason Hausman in a fight. Or drops to 3rd. Hammond's move ahead of Korsak. Mentioned that just a second ago. Roberts just dropped back just a little bit off the back bumper of the 27. For now, it's still Lima and Camilla top 2.
Yeah, I have a feeling here Roberts is probably going to go for the same type of play that he did last time with sit behind some guys, save my tires, stretch it out as long as I can, and let's go for it at the end.
He might be able to almost make it now. Whereas most of these guys are going to have to pit twice. Still, maybe only a few cars to only have to pit once. So we'll see. It's going to be really, really interesting to see how many guys have to pit here more than once. And how many guys only have to pit one time. Leads down to about a car length. They've gapped. They've gapped by the 17 just a little bit. Camilla continues to keep pressure on the back bumper of the 5 of Lima. Lima holds on in the lead for now, though, with 40 laps to go from Las Vegas. Field is mostly single file. Roberts looking for 5th back there. You see him going for 5th place on Korsak. See if he gets under him. Not quite. Back up to the front. Battle for the lead. Starting to heat up a little bit. We're going to make our way back through the field. Go check on these guys back here. This is the closest group on track. Not really much going on back here either. So we'll head back up to the front.
It's interesting to note, Brady did pit at the same time as the other Bentley Motorsports cars, but he seems to be biding his time, whereas Zach Camilla is going with a completely different approach, being as aggressive as possible here.
Whoa! Lima caught the apron. Oh, he's going to throw the block. He caught the apron there off forward, ran way, way, way up the racetrack. Car shot to the right. Camilla dives in. Does Lima block him? Oh!
Had to get out of the gas there a little bit.
Oh my goodness, that was really close.
I have a feeling we're going to see a similar move as what we saw with Zach Camilla and Mason Hausman here coming within the next few laps, where Camilla puts the front end of that Mustang right up on their rear end and tries to move them out of the way on the corner exit.
Yeah, you can't be all too happy about the block there off 4 by Lima and then the squeeze going into turn 1. We'll see if he at least moves him. Maybe sends him. I don't know. We'll see.
And that is the one thing about Zach Camilla. As soon as he gets a reason to be mad at you, whether it's valid or not, he hammers down, puts his head down, and charges through the field to get back to your rear bumper.
Oh, he's kind of dropped off now, though. 2 car lengths back of the 5, so the 5 holds a pretty steady gap for right now. Battle is almost on for 3rd. As Hammond is putting pressure on the back bumper of Hausman. See if he tries to carry some momentum here and make the pass. Well, he's going to try. To the bottom, side by side. Sliding up, sliding up, sliding up. Mason holds his foot in it and keeps the spot.
And Mason has been a hard car to pass here.
He's been stubborn all night long, which I don't blame him, running 3rd. Want to keep some track position, especially when we come to pit stops. Those guys aren't really losing much to the top 2 right now by way of time. But Camella's kind of falling off the back bumper of the 5 here. The 5's not really pulling away, but kind of just keeping the gap steady.
You know, I'm kind of thinking here if maybe Camilla knows, hey, I have 12 laps ahead on the guy who's in front of me. I'm just going to kind of sit back here. He's got to pit before I do. I got my teammates behind me on the same pit strategy. We'll link up and we'll just leave him behind while he's in the pits.
Appear that Lima started to pull away just a tad. He is running about 10 faster laps than Camilla right now. Dropped off really quick. We know Lima starts to fade late in the long run, so we'll see if the same thing happens here. We saw it happen last time where he kind of settled into 9th place. We couldn't get anything going, kind of dropped way off the field by way of time. We've seen Camilla get not really stronger, but stay stronger than most of the field late in the run, so we'll see if that holds true. We got a change for 6th place. Brady Shoes made his way past TJ Roberts. Closest battle to the front, I think, is still going to be these two back here for 3rd. It is. These two are having a dogfight right now.
I believe
And that's allowing Steve Gorsek to start to reel them back in.
Yeah, but if you're Steve, do you want to attempt this? You've seen how Mason's been racing all the guys in front of you. I think if I'm him, you know, his pit window's coming up pretty soon, so.
Still a pretty constant, about 4 car lengths between the top 2.
It's like Michael Lamphere has decided to make a little bit of a charge to the field here. He's just passed John Gallagher and Tyler Bentley, moving back into the 8th position.
Right on my radio, leaders coming to pit road. Whoa, close call here. Can he get it woed down? He can. Whoa, Gorsek, holy cow, he's sitting in a pit road.
That one might be a speeding. It's hard telling. This
It's going to be awfully close.
We've seen
Houseman's
it take out
in.
somebody before who was running up front.
Roberts is in, Lanphier is in, Williams is in, lots of cars. McGill is in as well. Camilla, meanwhile, is out in front. So Camilla, Jonathan Hammond had taken 2nd. Now Jonathan Hammond pits. I'm telling you what, if these Bentley cars can make it about 5 more laps, they can make it the whole race. I don't know. It's going to be really close if we go green on whether or not those cars that just pitted are going to be able to make it the whole way.
Yeah, and that's barring any green-white checkers. I'm not 100% sure if they could make it if we do have a green-white checker. Which at that point, I mean, depending on how many cars are left on the lead lap, it may be in everybody's best interest to pit and grab tires. That way you're not off pace.
You almost want to caution now if you're one of the top 5, I think. Trap the other guys a lap down. Probably not going to get one as spread out as the field is. But you can hope. Jared Sherlin's called it a night. So he'll finish in the 16th position.
It's unfortunate to hear, but still a decent finish for him.
Fleming and Ron Holmes, Matthew Fleming and Ron Holmes also called it a night a little bit earlier on. Didn't quite catch that. So now top 2 are Camella and Brady Shue. Tyler Bentley is 3rd. So the Bentley Motorsports cars, they pit earlier than everybody else, and they're, as a result, able to stretch out their pit run here. Problem is they're going to be losing time, just like TJ Roberts did last time. And pretty interesting development sees Mason Hausman actually beat the 5 of Lima off pit road. So it's the 27, then the 17, and then the 5.
Yeah, looking at the pit time.
And here comes Camella. Camella's in with 26 laps to go.
I see Brady Shue slowing down behind him, and
Brady's
Tyler Bentley
in,
as well.
Tyler Bentley's in, so that will give the lead to the 50 of John Gallagher. He'll get his first lap led in full pedal jacket. So he inherits the lead for now. We'll see how long he can go. Obviously, he's off cycle as well. So we'll see how long he can take it. I don't know if he can stretch it the whole way, but it's a caution, traps everybody a lap down. That changes everything.
Yeah, looking at how many laps he's got, if he matches the run that we saw TJ Roberts put on, he's got about 8 laps to go. However, you do see behind him closing in fast is the 27 of Steve Korosek. So you don't want to be put into the same position where you come in and then you end up getting put a lap down because the guys behind you were so close to you that they get around the track twice.
I mean, really, you've kind of made your bet already, though, if you're John Gallagher. You see him, there are 3 car lengths back in the rear. Whoa, a block put on by Korosek on Mason Hausman.
Yeah, I don't know if your bet really is.
Mason, can he save the car? Oh my goodness, he had to chase that thing.
Those two are racing.
So, and Logan Ekras called it a night. He'll finish the 15th position. Roberts actually got a really good pit stop there. So Roberts is not out of this. Now John Gallagher's still the leader. You see cars passing, that's just to get back on the lead lap.
Yeah, the next car to inherit the lead lap is, I believe, going to be the 27.
27 already did, and he's on the lead lap.
I apologize. I meant for the first place position.
Yes. All right, Gallagher's coming this time. He's got it on the radio. He can get it woed down. He's going really quick. Well, he is going to get it woed down. Huh.
Good stop.
Now that leaves the lead to
The first lap bandit.
first lap bandit, Derek Preston. You heard his interview last night. So he led a lap, and I believe he's going to come to pit road. So, a little bit of glory there for the first lap bandit. You heard him have a really entertaining interview. He's a great personality in the league, a great guy. And he gets a lap lead, and he's coming to pit road. So that will give the lead back, well, yeah, back over to Steve, I think. Oh my, oh, they're still blocking. So,
Talk about a late caution. It may come from these leaders.
Mason will get into turn 3 really well and then almost spin the car off 4. I don't think TJ Roberts is cutting the gap at all. And they just bypassed Derek Preston, so this is the battle for the race lead with 20 to go, and they shouldn't need to pit again. These guys might need to. If they do, that's going to shake the strategy up really, really big. We'll see if they can make it all the way, though.
Let's see, so they pit on lap 140. I believe they can make it to the end here, depending on how hard they're running this car.
30 laps is a lot to ask, because under green, stage 2, those cars only win about 25 laps. We'll see.
That is true. Like I said, it depends on how hard they push the cars. Now, with the way that they're racing right now, I believe that they will most definitely have to come in the pit. Jesus.
That's what crosses. He gets to the outside. Is he going to be able to get a run on Korosek right here? He's driving really hard.
Oh, no!
He hooked it in the wall! The 27's in the wall! The race leader is in the outside wall! With 18 to go! The car is rolling.
It doesn't look like it has too much damage. Now, I know he's definitely got his fast repairs, so yeah, I'm sure he will go and take one, but I'm interested to see if anything comes from him coming back to get his spot back here under caution.
Oh, a huge development. Now again, doesn't hurt Steve too much. It does make the end of this race. Oh, okay, we got both guys claiming responsibility, so...
I believe that was just down to some hard racing there. You Could probably make a call either way, but
He did not sound like he was very upset. Obviously, still with a couple fast repairs. With him running clean all night, he's going to be able to get right back in it. We'll see what kind of pit stop he can get being so far back in the field. So this is really going to shake up the end of this race. This is going to be a good fight to the end. We're going to get a late race start in this one, where there's not really a car that's dominated this race.
yeah, with this pit strategy goes out the window. That is a great pit stop for Mason.
Good pit stop for really the front two cars, and they're going to get off right where they started in 1-2. And a good pit stop for TJ Roberts. He'll come off in P3. Lanfear is P4. What a pit stop for a couple of guys here. I'm telling you what, this race to the end is going to be very, very entertaining.
I am hard-pressed to find a car that's going to be able to get out in front of Mason Houseman with just 17 laps with the way that he's been driving.
If I'm reading my score sheet right, we got a new race leader. And it's Derek Preston. Derek pitted right before the caution came out. You saw him lead a lap and then he pit. Right as the caution came out, he got on pit road and cycles to the lead, and he's on only about 1 lap older tires. Derek Preston to the race lead. Wow. I mean, you can't really get any better luck than that when it comes to a caution coming out. And late in the race, he's right where you want to be. He's probably one good restart away from maybe putting some time on the field.
Yeah,
get the guys behind. That'll drive away and scoot away. He may be able to steal this one.
And I believe that's exactly what we're going to see with the first 4 that we have up here behind him, being Mason Houseman, Zachary Lima, TJ Roberts, and Mike Lanfear. Those have all been really fast cars, and they've all been willing to make a risky move in order to gain position, so...
It's definitely the best drama-wise.
Yeah, and just looking at all of these cars here, you go all the way to the top 12 are on the lead lap, and every single one of them has been running consistent fast laps throughout this race. So it really comes down to who gets a good run and which lane you pick to go at the end. I believe it's anybody's race at this point.
Well, I gotta see if they were talking to me. Hold on. Hey, if y'all were talking to me, we were right in the middle of talking about something, so I could not hear anything y'all said. Fair enough. All right, well, we'll have 14 to go when we get restarted. There's no way this is the last restart. But we'll see if it is. So, Eric Preston and Mason Houseman will be row 1. Well, coming into this race, no offense to either of these guys, this was not the front row I expected with 15 to go. They, alas, have found themselves right in the right spot. Zach Lima and TJ Roberts are row 2, those 2 fast cars. Michael Lanfear and Jonathan Hammond are row 3, Camella and Brady Shue row 4, Korsek and Tyler Bentley on row number 5, and then John Gallagher, Griffin Williams, Clint McGill, and Nathan Bentley. And that's the remainder of the field.
Yeah, I'm looking at the way that they're stacked up. This is really playing into the strengths of both lines here. We've seen the 17 and the 11 do really well on the high side, and the other cars on the bottom done really well on the low side. So
let's see who gets it done. Green flag out, 14 to go. Who's gonna get it done in this? Restart for both of the front 2 cars. Robert tries to stick it. Can he stick it? He goes 3 wide. We're 3 wide for the race lead. Zach Lima to the inside, gets a little bit loose. Preston rides up the racetrack right in front of the 17. Lima to the race lead. Hausman with a good move. He gets to second.
Are they 4 wide behind them for second place?
I don't know. They're
wrecking!
Jonathan him and they're wrecking. Mello holds on to it. Coruscant's in it though. Lots of cars in this wreck. The caution has come out. Yeah, there it is. Wow.
That was
Let's start with who escaped the wreck. Out two, definitely. Lanfear is third. How about that for Michael Lanfear? Oh, maybe Derek Preston is third. One of these guys is third. I don't know.
I believe it is scoring Mike Lanfear as third and Derek Preston in the 4th position.
Lanfear's third, Preston's fourth, Robert's fifth, Brady Shue up to sixth. Horsek is seventh, but he was in the wreck. John Gallagher is eighth. He was also in the wreck. Clint McGill's not on the lead lap. Tyler Bentley was in the wreck. He's in ninth. Mello was in the wreck. He's in 10th. Bentley is laps down. Griffin's in 11th, but he got in the wreck, and Hammond, obviously, first car we saw get around. Wow.
And we'll go back and get a little bit of a closer look at that here while we're under caution. Yeah, and you see it there. I'm gonna have to go back and check, but I believe...
Hang on. Was that Mason? 12. Actually 13, sorry.
Yeah, it looks like they were 4 wide on the entry to that corner, and Zach Camella just entered...
They were a lot wide. I don't know.
Oh yeah, they were 4 wide on the entry to that corner. Zach Camella, now on cold tires with this cold racetrack, you do struggle with grip. Looks like he slid up the track a little bit and got into the left rear quarter panel of Jonathan Hammond, and then he went around, and then it was just a parking lot after that. Looks like Jonathan Hammond may have gotten a little bit of a revenge tour there. Nose-to-nose contact with Zach Camilla afterwards.
Oh, now that we've had a breather after that intense restart, we got to get geared up for another one. So it'll be Lima and Hausman first and second on this go. Preston and Lanfear row 2. Roberts and Shue row 3. Bentley and Camella row 4. Gallagher and Korsek row 5. And then... Well, I'm waiting for scoring. Even just the TK scoring. Yeah, Bentley, Camella... Behind them it says Clayton McGill on one end. Now it says John Gallagher in 9th. So Gallagher and Korsek are row number 5. And then behind them is going to be Griffin Williams in 11th. What a good run for Griffin tonight.
Now looking
Went
at
around
the...
all race, got involved, but... Alright. Yeah, Griffin running 11th right now. Has a chance at a top 10. Obviously got to see how things shake out here in the last couple of... at least the last one restart. Probably more than one. He's got damage, but... see how things turn out for him, but overall, either way, a really solid run so far for Griffin. And I think the lights should go out this time by. So we're going to have a 9-lap shootout. Let's see what happens on this go.
Looking at the pit stop times, I believe everybody involved in that incident still had at least their last fast repair, so... it's going to be interesting to see if they're still aggressive, knowing that that is completely out the window here, and whatever you get as we go through the end of this race.
I'm still not sure who's going to win. I mean, obviously the five's been one of the best cars on a short run. but I don't know if he's going to be able to pull away, and I don't know what kind of moves guys are going to pull on the restart. I mean, if you get a good run on the restart right here, we only got single-digit laps to go. You got to take your gap where you find it. You saw Mason Hausman almost try that going into one. Almost split the teammates 3 wide to go for the race lead. We'll see if either Preston or Michael Lanfear can get that kind of run on this restart. And Roberts, don't count Roberts out yet. He's had a fast car all night. He's inside row 3.
Yeah, I think it'll also be interesting
Lots
here.
of cars. Oh, go ahead. I was done.
I was going to say, I think it's going to be interesting here to see. Just by the short amount of time that we saw the pit stop scenes, didn't show anything, but I wonder if any of these guys who just came in took tires.
I have no idea. I did not happen to look down at pit stops. Anyway, into the restart zone, green flag. Lima leads them back to the green, and a great restart for him. He's cleared by 2 lines, headed for turn 1. Roberts kind of got held up there. Mason is about 3 car lengths back. So Lima checks out, or at least the time being. Roberts tries to look for a way around, trying to get back up to the front. He may not have time. And, well, unless he makes time. Roberts to the bottom. 3 wide for 3rd. He sticks it. What a move. TJ Roberts. Oh, and they're stacking up again.
Oh,
there goes
no.
Derek Preston. Car's wrecking. That bears in the wall hard.
Yellow flag is out.
Yep, and there's a yellow.
Oh! There gets the wall again in turn 1.
That's really unfortunate to see.
Man.
If I'm reading correct,
That's not... Oh, where's Brady?
Brady doesn't look to be too bad.
Brady got in that. Lanfear hit the wall a couple of times. Derek Preston was in that.
Now, Lanfear's been up front, so he very well may be one of the only cars with a fast repair left.
Oh, yeah, I think he might still have one. I think he's only been in 1 wreck. We'll see how long he takes on pit road. That'll really determine it. Be able to get re-racked under the pace car, and now we've got quite a restart coming up because we've got 4 really fast cars that are going to be the first 2 rows of this restart. Obviously, Lima, good on the short run. Hausman, good pretty much all race. Roberts has been good all race, and he'd already passed for 3rd, and he was closing quick. Camella is 4th. He's really good on a short run. Do these guys pit? No, they don't. Well, no.
It does not seem to me
behind
that
him.
Lanfear has a fast repair left. He is in there for north of 50 seconds.
That's brutal. Brutal for Michael Lanfear. He was having a great run. Got some stage points though, so not a throwaway night for him. Especially after a good week last week.
Yeah, and with the way that these guys have been racing, it's very well if he can get it fixed and back out onto the track, he may be able to still pick up some positions here.
Some cars I want to point out. Definitely John Gallagher in 6th. He's run a good race, running the top 10. Derek Preston's still hanging around the top 10. Clint McGill was 3 laps down at one point. He's now on the lead lap in the top 10. And Griffin Williams is in the top 10.
And Nathan Bentley is closing in on the opportunity here to get back onto the lead lap. As we've seen a couple guys do before, he still may be in it with a chance to win it if we get another caution here.
Gorsick actually came down pit road as well as Tyler Bentley.
Yeah, I believe Korosek is out of fast repairs, as we saw him and the 17 of Mason Hausman get into it in that one, and then this final caution here, I believe, took him out completely. Looks like he'll still try to rejoin on the lead lap at least.
Oh, not quite. Not quite one to go. So we're gonna have probably a 2-lap shootout. We're gonna have green, white, checkered. Unofficial green, white, checkered, more like just the end of regulation. So still 3 green, white, checkers after that if we need them.
And I have a feeling that we may need some of them.
At least one of them, I would think.
Steve is trying to get as much work done to that car as possible and get out here, so he's back in pit lane.
Pretty much trying to salvage what he's got.
I mean, at this point, he's in 11th position. If there's another caution, he can get back on the track with a halfway functioning car. You're looking at possibly a top 10 here for him, and being the points leader, that's exactly what he's looking to do, I'm assuming. So now, looking at the field here, I mean, it's just full of fast guys up here.
Oh
But,
yeah, the first 2 rows. Well, even really Hammond in 5th. Well, Gallagher in 6th. I mean,
yeah, we have a little bit of a change up here, though, in terms of the line. So we've seen TJ Roberts has been running the middle to the high line along with Mason Hausman for the majority of the race. And they've been pretty successful with it. However, Lima and Zach Camella have been doing really well on the bottom line. So we may see a little bit of a switch up for that 3rd, 4th position there as guys try to get to their preferred lines. Or maybe even a gap open up as Mason tries to shoot high, and we know that both of these guys behind them, Zach Camel and TJ Roberts, are not going to let that opportunity slide by.
oh no. They get a good enough restart right here. I mean, they're going. They got to take it now. 3 laps to go. We take the green flag. I mean, you got to go for it. If you see an opportunity, you got to take it. We'll see what they can get. Lima, Hausman, Roberts, Camilla, Hammond. That's the top 5. Mason having some problems. See if he gets back in. Yeah, there he is. All right. Oh, well, maybe. Pace car takes the left turn. 3 laps to go from Las Vegas. It'll be Lima into the restart zone. Green flag. Lima's off and running towards turn 1. Roberts, good restart. He gets inside the 17. He's got to make quick work of him if he's going to have any shot at getting to Zach Lima. He does. He makes quick work of the 17. So the 11 of Roberts. Can he get to him? Down the backstretch. 2.5 laps to go from Las Vegas. Camella looking for 3rd. Mason Hausman trying to hold off that spot. Roberts is closing. It's going to be up to whether he has enough time. 2 car lengths back. Roberts is closing the gap. We're going to have a battle for the race win. Into turn 1. Next time by, they'll see the white flag. Roberts had some trouble earlier. Stage 1 starts to get loose. Oh, they're net coating all inside each other's cars, and Roberts is around.
That's really
And
unfortunate.
Hausman killed. Hausman got destroyed in the middle of the racetrack, and I'm not sure what car that was.
I believe it may be the 92 of Jonathan Hammond that got collected in that, but
He was going for it.
yeah, that one was net code with him blinking out, but he is still blinking here, so.
I think the 11 was wrecked already anyway. He was already spinning. Oh no, he was spinning anyway. He was loose. He'd hit the wall and was spinning off too. So
Well, now we have the Zach and Zach show.
he was going for it too, which is it's so unfortunate. He was gonna get there. Just lost the car off too. And that is just a really tough break for TJ Roberts. Now, On the bright side, he may have a faster pair left. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm not
also-
100% sure. We'll see.
An interesting tidbit, Nathan Bentley is back on the lead lap now in the 12th position.
Like I said, one more caution. He might be in it to win it. Now, starting at the end of the longest line, that's going to be a little bit of a tough break, but...
So now, yeah, you said it. Zach and Zach show at the front. Jonathan Hammond survived that wreck. I don't know if he's got any damage, but he's third right now. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, maybe a little bit of front-end damage, but nothing too bad. John Gallagher is up to fourth. I don't know if he's got the short run speed to contend for the race win. But he's up there, running really well.
Looking at it, it does not seem that TJ Roberts has a faster pair left.
Man, that's what I was afraid of. So a great run comes to an end in a way he did not want to see it come to an end.
Yeah, fortunately for him, I mean, they have him scored in 10th place right now. If he can maybe get whatever required repairs done to his car and back out onto the lead lap and get around here for these last 3 or 4 laps, he's got a good finish for this, and we know he's up there higher in the point standings than some of these guys, so every point counts.
He's actually going to gain a couple of positions as well, because the 17 and the 27 are still on pit road. TJ Roberts just exited pit road, so he'll actually move up to the 9th position. Oh, there's Korosek, but he's back behind the 11. The 11's going into 3 right now. It'll be a green-white checker. And really, the top 2 cars, this is going to be a duel right here.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't count John Gallagher out. He's been running fast the whole race.
He's got to get a good restart. It's going to take Lima's been getting incredible restarts.
Now, the thing that we know about these two out in front, though, is they are not afraid to lean on one another whenever they're racing for the win. So it's very possible that these two up front could race each other out of the win too.
So as the running order goes right now, this is going to be a very interesting finishing order if this is how it shakes out.
I've just been informed, I'm not sure if this is 100% true or not, but Zachary Lima is racing without his pedals. He's only using paddles.
Like, is the gas and brake?
Yes.
I mean, more power to him, I guess. Luckily, he's really lucky that we're not on a long run, because having to, like, lift with that would be weird. Oh.
Yeah.
Lights are out. How many cars left on track now without damage? Griffin Williams is 7th position, by the way. Just figured I'd point that out. And it's safe to say listening to what's going on in my ear right now, we've got some guys that are not too happy.
Oh, I would believe it.
And we'll see. We still got 2 laps to go. We still could have more tempers flared before the end of the night.
Hey, it's not over till it's over. We saw at Daytona a couple of guys who were maybe a little bit farther behind than the where they wanted to be, coming through that white flag. As soon as that white flag hit, a caution or a wreck happened, and some guys gained some positions that way. So there's a possibility of that happening here.
Pace car will make the left turn. We've got 3 attempts if we need them. This is the first. Lima and Comella on the front row. Pace car is off. 2 laps to go from Vegas.
Green's out.
Green flag back out, and we're racing. Not a great start for Comella, so Lima is out ahead. Comella's clear for 2nd, though, but he may be too little too late. Running the top, John Gallagher with a huge run for 3rd. And Lima may be home free. Through turns 3 and 4, they'll see the white flag when they come around. Had to start in the back, has had issues all night. He'll see the white flag as the race leader. 1 lap to go at Las Vegas. Off in a 1 and 2, no problems. Carmella is closing, but it's too little too late. Gallagher and Shu are 3rd and 4th. Does he have a last-ditch effort in him? Does not appear that way. Off turn number 4. He was fast all night. He's going to get it done. Zachary Lima, high roller in Las Vegas. He gets it done in the Vegas 255. Oh, I'll go to post race. There. So Lima gets it done. Oh, they are wrecking. Oh, they are dying back there in the middle of 1 and 2.
Luckily, this is just a sim.
Yeah, no. So we'll go through the finishing order here. So Lima gets the win, really on the strength of a good last restart. Carmella finishes in 2nd. John Gallagher, an incredible finish for him. He takes home 3rd place. Brady Shu comes home in 4th. Hammond in 5th. Sorry, I'm getting several different people. Some post-race review to do. I don't know if we can go back and watch the last restart. Is there a way we can, by chance, see when the green flag came out? Compared to just... Rules go on green. Obviously, that's been a staple of the league. Just hold off for just a second.
I don't know. Let's see.
I didn't catch it live. I was too wide a camera angle, so I didn't exactly know to look for this.
And what is it we are looking for here?
Did the 5 car by chance jump the restart?
I guess we will find out.
He kind of faked him. He faked the 4 out. The 4 was ahead of him. Went into the restart zone, and the 5 got a really good jump. I don't know. It didn't look like he jumped it to me. I thought he went right when he was supposed to. So hold on. Just bear with us for a second. We're going to kind of look at this. I mean, it was really close. So I'm too wide a camera angle really to kind of see for myself. I don't know, 50. I'll go back and watch it myself too. I don't know where the restart zone is. Okay, we're just a second here.
I'm looking at speeds here.
Hang on. That's really close. Trying to use the flag as well. It's so close, you can't really tell.
I am not sure if you see what I see on my screen.
I don't. I can't see it.
I will put it up here for you, Dawson Big Hickory Race Controller wise.
Okay, hang on, just a second.
Because I believe you need to see this.
I'm going based off the flag. I can't really see the flag from the angle I was at, though.
We can see the light from inside the cockpit of the 5 car.
Light?
Indeed we can.
Does the light go green? Is that... yeah, I just don't see a light.
The light will go green, so he is up to 62 currently.
I don't see a light.
$67, $68, $69, $70. And then he gets up to, wait for it.
Oh, he It's already gone green though. They passed that line. That's the beginning of the restart zone. Oh, oh man, I've been using the restart zone wrong then. I don't see the light. Oh man. I mean, by that, that's such a tough call, though. I mean, eh. to determine jumping the restart. Was he on the accelerator? Yes. I don't. Did he attempt to go? Let's listen to the engine here.
Green. Yeah.
Oh man.
I do believe that.
That is it's such a tough call, though.
It is. I mean, that is one that we will have to put under review, I believe, for after the race, for all of you who are watching. So we're gonna put this down as an inconclusive result as of now until we do our post race.
We're gonna get some interviews. So we're gonna see what guys up there thought about it. Definitely. Well, we want to get definitely the top 5 in here if they're still around. Top 5 tonight obviously was Lima. As of now, unofficially, it was Lima, Camella, Gallagher, Shu, and Hammond. So start with them. Well, it may not be. See who the first guy I can find out of those guys is. I'm not seeing Zachary Lima, so we will not be able to get a word with him. It does not appear. So I'm going to prepare everyone watching. This interview may be heated. We're going to go ahead and get a word from Zach Camella. We're going to see what he thought of the race as a whole. We're going to get his word on the race. We're going to get his word on the finish. I think he's going. I think he's going before the green light comes on.
I do as well.
Which is so unfortunate because I mean it was a great restart, but obviously it was a great restart because he went too early.
Yeah, looking at the speed difference, I mean, I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt and check and see how fast Zach Camella was going in response, but Camella held it to 75 and switching back, or 65. I apologize. Switching back between them, it looks like Zachary Lima was up to north of 70 miles per hour on the accelerator before Camella even began to roll. So.
I hate for this race to end in controversy. It was too good a race for it to end that way. I don't think there's much you can do there. I don't even think there's much review we have to do. I mean, it's pretty clear he went early.
I agree. I mean, I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. I know that we were told that he was racing with no pedals, but
I don't think we can't bend rules for a technology issue. It's not something we can do.
I agree. Yeah, if we were doing that, we would have given Matthew Fleming all of the wave arounds for whenever he drops his connection. So I think for now we're going to rule it as inconclusive result until we get the post race and maybe go back through and see. We saw a couple of cars get a really good start. I think this is going to turn into a call where we have to go back and look at previous restarts maybe and decide from there as well after viewing that.
So unfortunate. Well, in the meantime, we will get the rest of the top 5. Well, the rest of the top 5 that I can find at least that we can get in here. So we got first. I got Zach Camella. Definitely go ahead and grab him. I'm not seeing John Gallagher either.
John Gallagher has just recently joined us.
Again,
in our Discord.
Warning everyone watching, this interview could go one of many different ways. I'm sure this guy is not the happiest guy in the world right now, but we're gonna get his words on it. Zach Comella, here we go. Zach Comella, broadcast booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, bro.
All right. Well, first off, we're gonna start by saying either way, no matter how this goes, congratulations on a good run, good car. You ran well all night, stayed out of trouble when you needed to, and you brought it home. So first, go through the first part of the race. how did the rest of the race go for you? How did you feel about how you ran tonight?
No, so I mean, I think what a lot of people expect was for me to come in here and kind of be upset with what happened. But truthfully, I mean, yeah, it was pretty clear. I think most of the field saw what happened. It is what it is. Whatever you guys rule is what the final decision is going to be. I'm not upset about the car. We had a great night. We worked real hard to stay in the top 5 most of the night, lead some laps when we could, try and rack up those stage points. But whatever the ruling is, the ruling is. I think we had a great run either way, and hopefully gave us enough to put us in the points lead.
Well, it might have. Obviously, still have to work on points and just a little bit more. What did you see on the restart there? We saw you kind of inch ahead, you kind of inch back. It was kind of a game of cat and mouse. What happened there, and when did you kind of realize you thought he went a little bit early?
So, I mean, I knew with the way the restart was going to go. I'd seen how he was restarting before. Not to say that he was really jumping the restart, but just the on and off the gas, trying to check the field up a little bit to get a good jump, and that's legal, so long as you enter the restart zone and you do that the proper way. But obviously, after you're looking at it, you could see what I saw in my cockpit, and that was a car going about 20 miles an hour faster than I was when he took off. So that's basically it. I mean, whatever happens, happens, but I appreciate the review.
Yeah, we're still definitely looking at it. Well, a good night for you overall, no matter what the result. A good stage point result, and with some other guys having some troubles, you're definitely going to be up there in the points, if not in the points lead, going on to Charlotte next week. And
one quick thing before I head out, I just want to give an apology to Mason Hausman and TJ Roberts because there was some net code issues. I drove it in real hard thinking I had a gap. He disappeared. When he came back, I was through the back of TJ with no damage. So, I apologize to those guys for collecting them in what seemed like a pretty horrific wreck. So, just wanted to apologize to them.
Well, that's definitely a good move on your part, and obviously we had some netcode issues, like you said. So, just a tough issue, and we'll move on to Charlotte after obviously we get done with this review, and best of luck going on from here.
All right, man. Thank you. Have a good one.
While we continue to look at this, I mean, you've seen it several times. I mean, I hate to do it. I mean, that's the problem. But the rules are the rules, and when you look at between input and where he went, he clearly went early.
Yep. We can save that for the post-race review as of now.
I definitely hate to leave people without a result.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, but I really just want to go back and look and perhaps like I said, go back and look at previous restarts from all the guys and see if maybe the entirety of this thing may be shaken up a little bit by some stuff like that. So
I'll get a word from a couple more guys before we head off the air for the night. Hate to leave everyone out there without a result. It's a great race for it to end like this. Really didn't think it would come down to a review of a final restart, but alas, here we are. Let's see who's the next guy down the running order. We can get still in here. It looks like it's gonna be Brady. So let's get a word with Brady real quick. Get him in here. Brady Shoe, broadcast booth. You got me?
I got you loud and clear.
Hey, well, overall, it ended up being a pretty good run for you there. Obviously, a good last restart. You had to kind of pick through the field after one of the last incidents there. So, how do you feel about your night? How did it look from your point of view?
That was good. I knew I didn't have really a chance to win this race. I don't really like this track. I just came in here trying to get some points, and I finished, I think, top 5 every single stage. I finished 4th in the race. So overall, good points today. The last incident, I don't know what happened, but just trying to sneak through there, and gladly did. And I saved my fast repairs to the end, which helped out. And guess we'll have to see how this shapes out here in the post race.
Yeah, and like I told Zach, we're going to keep looking at it. Obviously, it's going to be a tough call to make, but we're going to kind of keep going through it. But going back a little bit, late in the race, did You and your teammates there, including Zach Cameli, y'all pitted a little bit earlier than everybody else. Was there a kind of strategy to that? Were y'all trying to kind of short pit the field and maybe win on a different strategy?
Yeah, we knew we were going to have to pit twice if there wasn't any cautions. We were hoping for more cautions so they would all stay out, but it just didn't work that way. But yeah, we were trying to do a little strategy wise there, but just didn't work out. But in the end, we both finished top three, so it worked out in the end.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. We head to Charlotte next week, and obviously it's another mile and a half. So hopefully you guys can continue your positive momentum, and we hope to get to talk to you a little bit next week.
Thank you.
That's fourth place finisher Brady Shoe in the 9 machine. I don't know who the next guy down is we can get here. A lot of guys have already kind of left. I definitely would love to talk to Griffin, but I don't think. Oh, he is still in. He is still in Discord. Let's get a word with Griffin real quick. Let's get him in here. Griffin Williams, it's the broadcast booth. You got me?
I got you loud and clear.
Hey, man. Look, it ended up being a decently tough night for you there, obviously with a couple of late race wrecks, but you come home 8th place. You ran a really solid race all around. I mean, how does it feel to finally get into the top 10 and run a really solid race all around?
Oh, it feels amazing. I mean, it sucks that my teammates weren't there for it, but it happens. But yeah, it feels amazing. I've been putting in the work, grinding, just trying to get better every race, and it's nice to actually see some, like, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm just, my brain's kind of spinning right now still. But yeah, just improving. I mean, now next week at Charlotte, I want to get at least 7th, just to keep moving up little by little until I get that first win. That's all I want.
Yeah. So speaking of Charlotte next week, I mean, have your expectations kind of risen a little bit now that you've run well at a mile and a half? I mean, we saw you up running with some guys there near the top 5. I mean, you ran well, and you've got a good amount of speed on a mile and a half. So what do you expect next week?
I'm hoping for around the same area, if not a little better. But I mean, I was a little nervous because the first time with Vegas, I didn't do very well. I was a little nervous, but still felt a little nervous this time. But I just got under control, kept cool, and just everything worked out like I wanted it to. So
Yeah, it definitely worked out in your favor, and I'm hoping I'm hoping going in the next 2 weeks you can keep that positive momentum up, and hopefully we're talking to you more over the next couple of races. But go enjoy that good finish tonight.
all right, thank you.
Yeah. That was Griffin Williams. You heard him. He was really ecstatic about that finishing effort. He ran a really good race. He's improving a ton. I mean, you saw it tonight. He had speed, a lot of speed tonight at times. And hopefully he can keep that up as we go on. And we're only in race number 2. I mean, already an 8th place finish in race number 2. That's a great start to the season for Griffin as a whole. Got a couple of guys that want a word about maybe the last restart or maybe a couple things that happened at the end of the race. So let's go to, I believe Mason Houseman's the first one. I'm just gonna hang on just a sec here. Yeah, we'll get Mason in here first. Mason, it's broadcast booth. You got me?
Hello?
Yeah, you got me?
Shoot. Oh, yeah, sorry.
All right. Well, it looked like it was going to be a really good run for you. Had a little bit of an issue there at the end of that one. Take us through it. What happened? Kind of what went down on your end there?
Like with the wreck.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not blaming it on TJ, but me and TJ both got loose going out of 2, and you guys probably saw I came down back into. Ooh, I don't know what he's got the camo car. I forgot. I don't know his name. I forgot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just got loose, and I guess I didn't have any more faster cars because I unchecked it on accident, or I checked it on accident with the last round of pit stops, and I didn't have a faster car, so I couldn't finish the race. It was a little disappointing because I felt like I was having a good run, but yeah, it just sucks, I guess. 'Cause
Yeah, I mean, luckily, still early in the year, you can kind of get back to it. We saw you have a lot of speed at times tonight. It looked like you were up there contending for the win. So, what are you going to take from here as we move on in the season to kind of keep up some momentum and bounce back from this?
Um, well, right now I don't really want to say much because I just don't want to give myself bad luck for the rest of the season. But I'm probably gonna qualify because I started last today. Um, I'll probably put some more time and effort into practicing and trying to steer myself away from those situations like that. And I guess just have a good attitude going into the next race. But right now I'm just a little disappointed in myself.
Hey, no sweat at all. We're heading to Charlotte next week, and hopefully, over the next little bit of the season, you can kind of bounce back from it. Hopefully, we're talking to you more until then. And yeah, so we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
That was Mason Hausman. A couple more guys to interview, and then we will let y'all go tonight. We're going to go to Steve Korsak, and this is the guy that I thought was going to win again after he pretty much dominated the race the first time around at Las Vegas. But now running for points, he sees his night come to a bit of a disappointing end, at least by his standards. And so we'll see what his view of the night was and where he'll go from here. Steve, it's the broadcast booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, man. What's going on?
Not too much, man. Well, you looked good for a majority of the race. It's not the result I'm sure you were hoping for there. So kind of take us through the last little bit of the race. What happened and how do you feel about the race tonight?
I thought the race was good and it was fun. Just got in some trouble at the end there. And I got in like 3 wrecks in a row in the closing laps. Just wrong place, wrong time. But my teammate Lima got the job done. He had to go. He had wife aggro, so he wanted me to do his interview for him. He just wanted to thank everyone. And he was actually running on his paddle shifters as gas and brake because his pedal set was messing up. So he did a hell of a good job.
I heard that with about 10 laps to go, he was running without pedals. So definitely a challenge. Going back to you, obviously not the result you wanted tonight, but you've shown speed. And obviously, as we go to some more intermediate tracks and some more tracks that you've shown speed at, what are your expectations and kind of where do you go from here?
I don't really have any expectations, but the competition's tight. I'm just trying to do my best, man. One race at a time. Just want to be there at the end. But thank you guys for putting this on. It's fun. Your broadcast is good. It's a good time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We definitely appreciate that, and we hope to be talking to you in the next couple weeks again. And we'll see you in Charlotte next week.
See you guys. Thank you.
That was Steve Korsak. Obviously, night not going the way he probably wanted it to go. Frankly, I don't blame him. He was one of the fastest cars all week, pretty much. Ran well in qualifying, qualified on the pole, started on the pole, and looked to be in prime position to get it done. It just doesn't pan out for him. And he'll move on to next week. Last guy we're going to get in here, and we saved the most entertaining for last. I swear. This is going to be interesting. I'm going to go ahead and say, look, I don't know what this guy's going to say, so I am sorry in advance. This is going to be Derek Preston, our first lap bandit. We'll see what he's got to say about this one. Derek, it's the broadcast booth. You got me? Derek, we're up in the broadcast booth. You got us?
Yep, I got you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you. So you had some good moments tonight, showed some good speed there near the end of the race. How did it turn out for you? What did you see, and how do you feel about your finish tonight?
Man, I've been racing iRacing for probably 4 months, and I wanted discipline from the lead lap. I know in qualifying and I bull honky through it and just messed around. But finishing where I did, I'm really happy with it. To be able to say that I stayed up with a lot of these guys. There at the end, I didn't have any more fast repairs and had some damage. I lost it in 3 and 4. It seemed that all night I had to lift a little bit in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and as the night went on, I couldn't stick as much as I wanted to. But I was able to save my tires. That's something I practiced a lot during the week, was trying to save my tires. And I got into that first place position there when everybody went into pit, but I knew I couldn't hold it. I can't. I don't hold a candle to a lot of these guys, but I can stick up with them. I've done a lot of super speedways, so I can't wait for the super speedways. This short track stuff, I'm not very good at it, so to finish where I did, I'm really happy and I'm really proud of myself.
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely a really good effort from you tonight. And as we go on from here, I know you kind of talked about it. You're waiting for the super speedways, but I mean, running pretty well tonight. I mean, what are your expectations as we go to those tracks? I mean, do you think you can run pretty well and kind of keep yourself up in points?
You know, I've shown myself today, if I've done it today, that I can stay up with some of these guys. I think I can do it as the season progresses. You know, I'm not going to win this. I'm probably not, but stranger things have happened. But you know, to be able to, at this point in my racing career, to stay up there with some of these guys that are, you know, have great ratings, are great drivers, and know how to get around the track. Man, there's nothing, there's no pressure on me. The pressure's on everybody else. So you never know what's going to happen going forward. I just look forward to it, man, and I want to have some fun and enjoy myself and be competitive out there. I kind of showed I can do that.
Yeah, no, definitely, and we definitely hope to see you continue being competitive, and we hope to talk to you in the next couple weeks. From now, though, we will see you next week in Charlotte.
Thank you.
So really cordial words there from Derek Preston. A little bit different than I thought. The route I thought he was going to go with the interview, but a nice change of pace. I mean, those are some great words from Derek Preston. Obviously, a guy who said he's waiting for the super speedways, kind of waiting for his opportunities to get in the win column. But for now, focusing on running pretty well. He said it himself. He kind of surprised himself with the amount of speed he has. Saw him running near the front, near the end. It decently pans out for him. I mean, he comes home in 6th place. That's a really solid finish for him, despite some of the issues he had tonight when he got into wrecks. And a really solid overall day for him, and hopefully he continues that success as we go on. As we end the night, that was a great race overall. It's a really, really long stream. So props if anybody stayed around to the end. Obviously, hate to leave you without a result. But ASAP next week, once we got on the air, we'll let you know what the decision was. For now, unofficially, Zachary Lima comes home with the victory in Las Vegas over Zach Camella. And we will definitely get back to you on that. Next week, we go to Charlotte. You've seen it already. But now with a different field of drivers and obviously some guys that have kind of improved since we went there, never know what's going to happen in the next week. We'll be back with you on Tuesday for qualifying and Wednesday for the race at 8 p.m. as per the usual. And I think that's it for me. The race kind of speaks for itself. Really one of the best ones we put on. And I already can't wait for next week.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there. So, as always, we'd like to say thank you to our new title sponsor for this race and moving forward with the season, JCB Excavation. If you're up in the New England area, please check them out. We're glad to have them partnered with us for the entirety of the first season of Full Pedal Jacket, and we hope to maybe get some of their guys in with us for a couple of races as the season goes on. So for me, Peyton Jennings, and our broadcaster race controller, Dawson Big Hickory Wise, thank you for tuning in to this Full Pedal Jacket broadcast, and we hope to see you next week.